What up? We had one person in here and then they left.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you, man.
Probably not.
Why you sound funny now?
I just took a hit.
I can't hear you very well.
Really?
Yeah, CSL, what's up?
Let me back out. Come back in.
Yeah, I can barely hear you now. You sound weird. Unless it's just me. How you doing tonight, CSL? Was it taking 5 hours to come back on? What the hell? What up? Have to roll. Nice. We're having Bong here this evening.
Can you hear me better?
I thought about rolling one up. Yeah, it's way better. You sounded all muffled and shit.
What's up, CSL? Yeah, I don't know. It's the
fucking Bong hits are killing me. It's because you got fucking Cracker Jack bullshit over there. You're running a Cracker Jack show.
shit. You see that G on there?
Yeah.
Google. I like them. They're
I
decent.
didn't know that Google made headphones.
Yeah. They do.
He's like, I'll go get the fuck. The first Bong it killed me.
That's what happened with me when I just took my first hit. Fucking choked me out. How was the week?
It was all right. I got a couple of snakes from Bad Blood.
Nice. What'd you get?
A couple of pies.
Oh, nice. Are you going to be breeding?
I don't know. We'll see.
Make some double recessive, some pie clown pies. Pie clown, however you want to fucking say it.
Fucking take me. Shit, probably 4 years to get to that.
That's fine. You got time.
Because you got to figure they're both visual. So if you pair them together, well, no,
Okay.
it wouldn't take that long, I guess. Because as soon as you, well, no.
So the male to the female, everything would come out normal, 100% het both.
Yeah.
And you would save a female and a male. And that's what I would do. Just double het, 100%.
Yeah. Fuck all that het shit. We got three people in here and only one talking. No, I don't mind 100% het. It's just when it gets thinner than that, it gets crazy. Well, I don't know. I think I don't know.
Well, we talked about that last week. So like
you end up with a lot of fucking useless snakes when you're doing all that shit. A bunch of fucking crazy percentage hets for shit, and it just gets weird.
Man, see, but the thing is that your first clutch is going to be 100% het clown, 100% het pied, right? So like with a male and a female in there, the odds of hitting one, I think, are what, 2 and 8, 1 and 8, some shit like that. But you're guaranteed at least like 1 or 2.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't take me that long because if I raised up the male,
but the rest of them, even the other ones,
I could put it with the
sell
female
them.
pastel clown, yeah, and the babies would all come out regular 100% for both.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could get double recess. I could get it in a couple of years, I guess, instead of 4.
I'd put you up on a little higher pedestal, you know what I'm saying? Double recessive that you may too, that you know.
Yeah. Well, and they're bright too. I've seen a lot of normal pies, but these ones seem a little bit brighter than normal.
Are they
but their patterns seem different. They look a little brighter.
I was gonna say maybe they were orange ghosts.
Well, see, that's what the first ones that he had. Well, the pictures make them look even worse orange, but yeah, see, this is one of them.
Right on. It's beautiful.
But yeah, but it's well, the camera's funky, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of pieds and their saddles and shit are usually a lot darker for a normal, like their head, because their head looks really normal.
Yeah.
But the patches seem a little bit lighter. Dragos, what's up, buddy? What's up?
What's up,
Welcome,
Dragos?
welcome. This is Real Talking Bong Hits. You talk about anything and hopefully having bong hits. But yeah, this is the female here. The male's got a little more white. He's probably 60-40, maybe 65-35 as far as the white goes. But yeah. And it's crazy too, because this is my favorite fucking snake of all time. And it's like one of the last snakes, or not last snakes, but I'm in it 4 fucking years and I never got myself one. It was like, what the fuck? I never understood it, you know? So it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get one eventually. Yeah, and just never happened. And it was like, this is the snake I wanted to begin with.
So the 2 pieds that I had that I sold, they were both 100% orange ghosts. So I was hoping to get that brighter fucking pied, but I don't have them anymore.
Did you send them to that guy that was getting a hold of you?
Not him, no. He didn't get the pieds. The pieds went to...
Do you know where they're at, though, to where you could, mess with them again? Like if they're breeding, you might be able to get something from it later or something, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I mean, once again, so that's what I was going to say was my sister's boyfriend bought them. So
live feeding. Welcome.
What's up, live feed? Yeah, some pretty cool. He has ball pythons as well. So I was happy to see it go to him, and he's not far from me anyway, so I could always buy him back if I really wanted to. But
oh, nice. Well, yeah, I mean, if you got to where you could actually get him back, that would be nice. Because that's just going to be bright.
Fuck yeah. And I know it's legit because, I mean, it came from Gray's Reptiles, and I like what he does.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. The brighter the colors with the solid white just makes it look so much better.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers are white too. I mean, I've seen some pied that looks kind of, they're not as white. They look like off-white. These motherfuckers are fucking like white, man. They're crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Most of them are, but yeah, I've seen lots of weird ones. And then it's like you get those people that it's got like this big of white on it or something. Oh, yeah, it's a pied. It's a low white. It's like low white. You might as well call that motherfucker normal. It's like, Jesus Christ, what do you mean low white? I've seen champagne with more white on them than that motherfucker.
Well,
so low butterfly. Welcome.
My pieds really didn't have fucking. You saw them. They're mostly pattern. I like the pattern, dude. It looks clean.
See, that's the thing. I'm like 50-50 with the white because it just it makes them stand out. And if you're selling shit locally, it's more visually appealing than a normal that you're trying to explain. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're selling a animal locally, like on a Facebook marketplace or not marketplace, but in a group or something like that, most of them people don't even know what the fuck a head is anyway. So if you tell them, oh, it's het this and het that, they have no fucking idea. It look like a normal ball python to them, So it's like, no, it's a nice snake inside. It's like, it's hard to explain it to people, It's like the inner genes are badass. You just got to bring them out, kind of thing, And then they look at you funny. It's like whatever,
Yeah, some of the dumb questions, like, well, do you feed it and it changes?
But you could
does it change by shed?
I love talking snake genetics to somebody that's actually curious that doesn't know about it, because when you're done, they think you're a fucking like a scientist and shit, like you're a fucking, wizard and shit. And it's like, no, man, it's just mathematic genetics, it's all mathematical in the end, it's all when you breed this to this to this, there's percentages for everything, it goes down to just nothing. So it's like, it's all mathematic, really. I mean, it's just when you throw so many fucking snakes together and you're all like, I'm not sure if it's got that in it. That's the kind of shit that's weird to me,
Yeah.
Like I talked about that last week. It's like, that's the last thing I want to hear. It's like, possibly this. No, it's like, maybe that possibly is not what I want from my snake, Maybe I don't want some funky shit to darken it up or this and that, pitch that out of there to where it's not or something,
Yeah, the whole fucking
GHI red stripe ball python, nice.
The whole fucking pos het shit's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, as soon as they start, well, it's all pos headed if it's not 100%, but you know.
I agree.
But when you're all like, oh, you're trying to buy this fucking $10,000 jean for $100 because it's fucking 33% fucking head. That's the shit that's ridiculous. I mean, because there's just so much time involved. I mean, when you buy a baby fucking snake and you raise that motherfucker up and you're trying to breed it into another project, it's 4 or 5 years minimum, just to try to get going what you want to get going. It's like, and then to have something else in the mix or not what you thought it was going to be or whatnot. And then it's like, well, fuck, it just ruins everything, But there's people that'll take a fucking pos het and the fucking, it might have a dinker gene in it. People snatch them up like the wind. Because, there's still that fucking, the drive of finding the new gene or something, But it's like, if you're buying that from like a breeder or somebody that's been in the business for a little bit, he's not just giving you over a brand new gene because he don't know what it is. Because if they're serious about it and some, a breeder really thinks it's something different, they're not going to give it away until they know what's going on. So it's like, oh yeah, I got this from a breeder. It says it might be a new gene. It's like, well, yeah. It's probably a thin fucking story, because if it was a true breeder and he thought he had something new, he ain't gonna just give it to people, Well, I guess there probably is people that do that, but that's like the worst thing you can do, because then if you do have something and you already got fucking 30, 40 babies out there of it, then what the fuck? You ruined it. You filtered yourself out almost. Why am I talking about snakes? I don't even like them greasy, slimy motherfuckers.
Yeah, whatever. But I don't know, man. I mean, even like bring up the Dave Coffin, the ball python movie again, and the shit they're doing also in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was in Africa and like they showed some of the pastels they had, and you look at some of the pastels in Europe and you look at them here, like we're also talking about the line breeding. Like it all, I would say it all depends on how much they bred that.
I think 90% of that shit is all, well, it's called polymorphism or some bullshit, but it's basically called line breeding. But I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, I mean, just like Ozzy, he's got the fucking, the ultra bright fucking pastel or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, well, yeah, because you bred long enough and you got this enormously fucking bright snake and you kept trying to get brighter ones. And now you got this fucking one. It's like, if you got one that's a little bit orange and you breed it enough times and try to stick with the orange, you're going to have oranger snakes than the next guy. It's like, it's pretty. Well, see, I don't know. With the imports is crazy because, for one, if it's a true import, you're going to have to fucking, like, the quarantine would have to be like 100%. Because like me bringing in a new snake, I just give it I give it 2 different mite treatments to where, like, preventative, not because the snakes had mites at all, but I just do those and put them in. Because if I kept a snake in this house anywhere and it had a mite and I was in that room and walked into that room, they could get mites. So when you quarantine it in the next room over, to me, you're really not quarantining shit. People can argue with me about this, but if you're truly quarantining an animal, you need it in a separate building for one. And when you go to that building or even a room, let's just say 2 different rooms that are far enough away or whatnot, and even then I think that's thin. But if you go into this room and then you need to go into your reptile room, you need to stop, take a fucking shower, wash yourself, wash your clothes, or change your clothes at least. You can't have nothing on that you walked into that other room with, different shoes, everything. So if you do that for 3 months, let's say, you're that diligent on the fucking changing your clothes and doing that, you're going to waste way more time and money than it would just be to treat the fucking room for mites. You know what I mean? It's like, to truly quarantine an animal, you need it in a different building, different section of something that's sealed off. Anytime you enter that room, you don't walk into the other room and this and that. And I can't do that. I'm in my room all the fucking time. I'm always checking shit. I'm always looking over shit. I'm always doing shit. So I'd have to change my clothes fucking 6 times a day, going back and fucking forth into the rooms, and it's like, Because even if I had it in the room where the rats were, I got to go in the rat room 2-3 times a day. I always check all the waters, make sure all the food's good, check all the babies, make sure there ain't nothing dead, whatever. Just, you go through your routines. And it's like, and if I had to change my clothes in between, I'd waste more time and fucking effort and money than it'd be worth to just treat the fucking snakes with mites. You know what I mean? It's like, and I know, yeah, if you got 500 snakes, yeah, that's a big fucking deal. I got 15 snakes. Well, I got some babies, but I got 15 fucking snakes. I could quarantine and fucking treat 15 snakes pretty fucking easily. It wouldn't be that big a deal. People that let it, and 9 times out of 10, if you have mites, it's because it's usually because of your climate controlled areas. I mean, it's lack of care. It's too dry. It's this and that, and it's funky. And it's like, if you just take care of your animals and have a little precaution, like me, as soon as I get the snakes, I acclimate them. I put them in a little warm bath with a little Dawn dishwashing liquid in there, kills all that shit. And then I give them the spray treatment with the Repta fucking whatever shit afterwards, and then I put them in there. And it's like, that is safer to me than just, because there could be one mite on the box. I see people that bring the box into their reptile room, do an unboxing, and then say they're going to quarantine the animal. For what? You already fucked up. Like a respiratory infection, maybe, or something like that, if you keep it off to the side. But when you get a snake, if it's got a respiratory infection and you don't notice it before you put it with your other animals, that's your own fucking stupidity in my book. You know what I mean? It's like, how hard is it to tell? If you get a snake, you make sure it's got full tongue flicks and shit. It's not funky. It's not breathing funky. It's like, it's not that hard, people. If you just pay attention, it's when you got 500 fucking snakes and it's hard to pay attention to each individual snake. And then when something gets something, it spreads. That's when the chaos happens. But when you have something like 15, 20 snakes in a confined reptile room, bring it in one, fuck it. Just treat that motherfucker and hope for the best. I can't go get dog food at the fucking pet store. And then it's technically anytime if I wanted to keep my room all this safeness, even when I went to the pet store to get dog food, I'd have to fucking change my shoes and my clothes and shit before I went into my reptile room. Because all it would take is to catch one mite there, bring it here. So it's like, you're almost at risk all the time, no matter what you do. My thing is just take care of your animals. Make sure it's all clean. Make sure it's fucking,
You said it perfectly. I agree with that.
If you do what you're supposed to do, it's pretty fucking easy.
I agree with that.
I was even talking to my aunt earlier tonight, because I get people on like my rat videos and fucking mice videos and shit. It's like, what am I doing wrong? I can't get my mice to breed. And you know what? I'm pretty sympathetic on a lot of things. Well, not really, but if you can't get mice to fucking breed, you are really doing something fucking did you not put them together? It's like, they're fucking rodents. That's all they want to do is produce. That's all they do. It's like, so you really got to have a fucked up situation to get some mice not to breed. It's like, did you give the little bastard some fucking anti-sperm medicine or something? It's like, how do you not get a mouse to breed? It's really hard to be sympathetic with somebody when they say that,
It took me.
Are you not feeding it at all, or it's like
it probably took me about I think 3 weeks to a month to get my first litter.
Well, yeah, and that's fast, actually. Depending on the size of your rodents when you got them.
So I actually was live.
But there's people that are like, oh, I've been breeding them for 6 months and I can't get babies. 6 months you can't get babies? Then it's sterile. Get rid of that fucking animal. Get rid of both of them. Fucking, it's like, you got to be real about it. It's like, it's fucking crazy.
So fucking when I got the rats, I was live. Because I was done building your thing, the same rat rack, and when I bought the rats, though, they were fully grown already, and the male looked old as shit. I was like, oh fuck, I'm worried about this.
Nah, the male's the best one. They can be a lot older because they'll live a little bit longer than the females, anyway. It's the females that'll slow down, like instead of having 12 or 15 babies. That if they get old, they'll start having 3 and 2 babies, and if they start decreasing in the numbers. But them old boy rats, they'll keep fucking until they die. They don't give two shits. They'll just keep going. They don't care. You know what I mean? But the females are the ones that'll drop off production, and then
But they're all pretty, I don't know, well aged when I got them. So I was like kind of nervous, you know. I was like,
yep.
fuck.
But all you do is all you need is some litters. You get a litter, you throw a new fucking female in every bin, you fucking get you a one male growing up off to the side in case your big boy dies, and that's all you need. You can go from there, you know.
Yep.
Everything you add will be fresh. Fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
But no, it's when people ask questions usually like that and all that kind of, it's just because they don't take the effort to fucking, you know, to learn about what they're into, you know. It's like,
well, the original question was about what's the idea of imported, but we jumped right into getting mice, and you were talking about how
well, that was my thing. It's the quarantine that's the worst. It's like, because you have to quarantine them for probably 3-4 times as long because they're coming fucking straight out of the wild. It's like,
but the part of the question was an import, and then him hitting a really good gem, you know, out of it. That's what he says.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what he's trying. He's trying to hit a gem, basically. If you're buying imports,
correct.
You're hoping to hit one. I think it's thinner. Well, it's like, for one, you got to have a few different imports, and then if you do catch something, even if it's, I don't know, just something that looks odd, then you got to grow it up, breed it, take its babies, one of the babies, breed it back to the parents and shit. So that's going to take minimum of like 4 or 5 years. It's a long project to take a baby import, unless you get an adult import. But if you get a smaller type import, that's, you know, you still got to raise up and shit. It's a lengthy time to, you know, it's like, you know, you got to remember, it's not about, oh, the snake is cheap. It's like, what about the fucking rat that you got to feed it every week? That's where it gets, you know, even if you're breeding your own, I mean, they still eat, they still need maintenance. They, you know, I give my hay and all that bullshit. There's always a fee. Nothing's free, you know, so it's always going to cost you no matter what you do. And that's why I try to tell people, shit, it's like, if you buy a 50% head or whatever, and then you try to breed it out, that's like 4 years. It's got to grow up. You got to breed it, have babies, grow them babies up, breed them back. So you're 5 years into a 50% het, trying to figure out if you even have the gene in there, and you could have just bought the motherfucker for the price of what the food would have costed you to feed all that shit for 3 years. You know what I mean? You could have just bought the fucking gene, you know. And people don't think about it like that. You know, I want that chance of the big one. It's like, well, fuck you know, for $1,000 snake, you spend $100, just examples, not exact numbers, but you spend $100 on an animal that could be $1,000 snake, and then it takes you 3-4 years to get there. How much in rodents are you going to go through in that time? You probably would have been better off just buying the fucking $1,000 animal. It would have been cheaper. Yeah. Then you could have produced faster. You could sell them faster. You know, it's like, I just spent 180 on rats. Yeah, it's like, if you're not, there's people that the pet store people fucking kill me. I'll go to like the little local mom and pop store. I love that place. Don't get me wrong. But there's people that walk in there. They're like, "Can I get a large rat?" It's like fucking $17 or some fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
If you're feeding your snake every 6 months or something, yeah, that's okay. But if you're giving it like basic nutrition, or if you're wanting to breed it in some point in life, you're going to need to feed that motherfucker a whole lot more. And $20 a fucking almost, you know, by the time you get taxes and shit, you're in $18-19 for one rodent. It's like, holy fuck. Get on Google. Find a breeder, for Christ's sake. Because even somebody breeding them will say you want $5 or something, or $7 or something. $16. That's like when I first got into this deal. I got one snake from the pet store, and then I ordered 3 snakes. And then as soon as I got to about 5 snakes, by the time I was buying all these individual enclosures for them, I was like, fuck this. Because by then I knew what a rack was. So I was like, I need one of those racks and shit. And it's like, fuck, now I forgot what I was going. I was talking too much. I forgot where I was going with it. What was I saying?
You need a bong hit.
I do. That's what fucked me up, because I get to rattling too much. Oh, we're spending money on rats and all that. Yeah, it's like, everybody was all like, feed them once a week. So I'm like, okay. So I'm, you know, in at $60-$70 once a week with just like 5 snakes. I'm like, I cannot do this. There's no way people afford to do this shit. And that's when I got in my own rats. And I ordered African software rats in, all that bullshit. It's like, there's no way I'm going to pay $15, because my snakes were still small. I was buying like medium rats, small rats. It's like, there's no way I'm paying $20 for a big rat. You know, it's like, it's not happening, you know.
No, that's why I was bringing my own. And then
I feel bad for selling.
I
sell mine for $5. Like if somebody gets a hold of me on my group and was like, "Hey, you got a rat or something?" It's $5. I don't care what size it is. $5 helps me with food. And I feel bad at $5, but I got to charge them something, if I can't just start giving people rats. But it's like, look, I know these same people, their choices are the same as mine. You can go spend fucking $17 over here, or you can come get a big old rat from me for $5.
It sucks that we can't have ASFs here. And we're not far from each other either. That's what I'm like.
I don't see where, even if you did have an ASF rat and you had somebody that was supposed to come and invest your shit, if you told them it was a fucking mouse, are they really going to be able to argue with you? Because technically it is a mouse. It's not even a rat. And then, did they really know the difference between what all that shit looks like? Like if you have, a traditional color African soft-hair rat, maybe. But I know people that got like white ones, pure white ones. And it's like, if you had a bin full of those and you said they were mice, who's really going to fucking argue with you and say they're not? You know what I mean? It's like these places where it's illegal, I'd own them anyway. It's like growing weed. Fuck it.
Are you able to pet yours?
No, I don't even try. No, I don't even try. They all, because I don't, if the grow out bins, if I had fuller grow out bins, I could play with all those and shit. But once they're in a colony, I don't have any luck with them. Once they breed, have babies and shit, you open up the tub, they're all standing in the back with their fucking arms up looking like they're ready to fight. Fuck all that, man. I just have one little colony of them. I breed enough because I got one snake that's pretty fucking picky, and I can give them to the lizard and fucking whatever else, frogs and shit, because they're not going to get addicted to them or nothing like a ball python. So I keep one colony going, but it's like, if I had a big grow out bin and shit, I could, because then you're in there all the time, you can pet them and shit. But once they breed, them fuckers turn mean, man. They don't want you fucking with their babies and shit. Have you ever you never owned them, huh? Dude, I swear, we got two fucking people in here. Where's the people? Fucking what the hell? If anybody owns them, they'll tell you. If you open up the bin, especially if you've had to take one out live, try to feed it, and then put it back in the bin, that motherfucker, that rat, you'll know that rat in the whole pack of them. He'll give you a dirtier look than every other rat. But all of them motherfuckers will be fucking with their hands up. I swear to God, they all pop up. They look like this and they start looking at you like this. And it's like, they're ready. They're not like other rats where they run around and they act like they don't know what they're doing. Fucking African software rats stand right up and they're just like, they want to fucking bite you. They don't give two shits, man.
Yeah, with the rats,
got nice ones. Don't get me wrong. Some people got nice ones, and maybe they got years more of genetics than others or something, because if you're, 3 years into, breeding or rats or something, or 20 years or some shit, depending on how old the generation of rat that you got, I think. If you got one that's been bred in captivity for years and years and years, then, maybe they're going to be more mellow. I don't know. But if you open up my bin, they're ready to fight, man. They are ready to fight.
I've never had a problem with the adult rats at all.
No.
I only had the two juveniles that were, weaned, whatever, that bit me, and they both ended up with a snap neck. I don't know what happened.
And and I'm a firm believer, and I always say this with rats, if a fucking full-grown rat grabs you and it doesn't draw blood, it did not bite you.
No, I'm talking about.
I don't care how bad it hurts.
Even the big ones.
Yeah, I don't care how bad it hurts when they pinch you. They didn't really bite you. They're tasting. They're just kind of how they play. They just kind of grab you. What's going on with this? Because if a rat wants to fuck it with, if it sinks its teeth in you and you're bleeding, then that rat fucking meant to bite you. Other than that, they're just nibbling.
They nibble. Yeah, no, they nibble.
They just want to know what you. Yeah, they just want to know your taste bud.
I had two weans that fucking got me where they drew blood. And
I never have none of the babies ever try to bite me.
And then that was it. But I've had the crazy mothers where they eat their babies so many times and they know you're about to feed them off. I don't know if you've had that. And then she's just
I don't tolerate that shit at all. If I got a mom and I see that she's the one that's eating them, she's done. I ain't got no time for that shit.
So I let it pass one time. I always let it pass one time because usually after the first time they don't do it. It's weird. Yeah. It's like the mother instinct actually kicks in.
Yeah,
I think it's
my big rats. I don't think I've ever had them eat their babies ever.
I have had one where two, that every time I was like, I gave them both three
What's
chances.
up, half foot? Yeah.
Half foot.
And now, and I've done this, and it was my own kind of bad. But in the beginning, it was like, because I was like, well, I'm gonna save money, and run one male through the bins instead of having a male for every bin, you know. But if you had any other males in there, if that male goes into that bin and there's babies in there that aren't his and they're small enough, he'll kill them all. He'll kill everyone.
Yeah.
And that's only because he wants his genetics, not somebody else's. He knows if those babies aren't his. It's just like lions. Lions ain't going to take care of somebody else's cub. It's like, fuck it. If it ain't mine, I'm killing that motherfucker. Because they want to impregnate the women with all their genetics. They don't want another man's genetics, I guess, in their, in their tribe or fucking, what do you call it? Their fucking animal club,
I've only had the problem with the two of every, but see, it was easy for me to breed though. Like we were talking about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I think maybe like you said, you checked on yours daily. For me, I was constantly checking on them, but I would give them in the beginning, I kind of overdid it. Didn't, the desserts or, snacks.
Yeah, when you're giving them a full fucking goddamn plate of fucking food every other day or every day.
Of course, smell over there. Man. Yeah, so they were doing a lot for me when I had them.
See, my basic extra food is I give them the milk bones. The little milk bone things, because it's good for the lactating females and shit. And it gives them a little extra protein. As soon as I grab the biscuit bucket, all the fucking rats come to the front of the bin. You can see them. As soon as you open up the container and you shake it or whatever, if they hear it, you can see them all fucking little noses by the end of the bin. As soon as you open them up, the females will just snatch them out of your hands and take off running. It cracks me up. They love the biscuits.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the smell for me, like when I would walk in the room and they would smell like the food, and they know they all run to the front.
When you walk in your fucking rat room and it smells like bacon and eggs, motherfucker, it's like. Yes, the lions are a pride. I was wondering why he said that. I was like, what are you trying to go with the gay rights or something? But I forgot. I asked a question about what the animal deal was called. I almost fucked with you, Gary. I'll let you off this time, though.
But no, breeding them's easy, I think.
and solo, they already fucking deleted one of my videos already. I restarted my fucking TikTok. I got like 6-7 videos on there, and they already gave me a fucking strike. They call it a strike now on the fucking TikTok. They never called it a strike. It was called an account warning. Now they're called, you have accumulated a strike, they call it. And it's like, fuck. And then your views go to shit. And it's like, well, fuck. I don't want to start over again, but it's like, motherfucker. And it's frozen thought. It wasn't even fucking alive. And they flagged my video for animal abuse. It's like, well, the only thing I can think about is because I was like talking like, you want the rat. You want the rat. Come on and get the rat. So maybe that's what they were talking about. But it's like, I even in the little notes that when you file for your fucking appeal, it's not fucking funny. So, I even put in there, the animals are not alive. I do not condone fucking, animal abuse in any way, shape, or form. It's like
used to do life feeding. Some don't say life feedings are animal abuse. It's natural. We just do it with their natural instinct. I'm just saying, when I filed my fucking, it's like when you go to court, you don't always want to wear a fucking suit, but you comb your hair, wear your suit, thinking, trying to look all nice for the judge, don't you? It's the same kind of thing, It's like live feeding or not, either way, when I'm appealing the video, I'm going to tell them everything that I think they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't give two shits if I believe it or not. If that's what they need to hear to release my video, that's what I'll do. But they didn't even release my video. They still pinched it. Fucking rejects, yeah. I bet on the female side of that thing, I would not want a TikTok if I was on the female side. There's no way.
them fucking some of the men's comments that they put on women's pages, them motherfuckers are just flat fucking morons. It's like, and it's like, what fucking world do you really think that cheesy ass bullshit coming out of your mouth is going to make somebody want to fuck you? It's like, are you kidding me? It's like, I don't get it.
I don't go on TikTok. It's a waste of time. I don't go on anything, dude. It's all YouTube. That's all I do. YouTube. Lately, I've been watching a lot of just about murders and shit. But
yeah,
YouTube's the only platform I use.
Well, I like the social media side of things and being, sharing all the videos and all that shit. When you get smacked down for shit that's not even fucking, it's like there's no common sense on the other side of it. You know what I mean? It's like, don't tell me it's a human fucking review and you're gonna give me the same stale answer every fucking.
I just think TikTok's fucking corrupt, man. You could reset so many times.
Well, all social media is fucking corrupt in one way or another. Look what YouTube does to me. I swear to God, as soon as my numbers start to, excel, they fucking hit me with a strike or they fucking demonetize me or something. It's fucking bullshit. It's like every fucking time. It was like once a year I'd always get a strike no matter what. The first couple of years, and then it just got to where it was like fucking every 3-4 months they give me a strike because then you were under, warning or whatever, the fucking YouTube fucking parole or some shit, because you got to wait 3 months before you get shit back again or whatever after a strike, or it stays on your deal for 3 months. So if you get a second strike during that time, then it's even worse penalties and all that. So if you get one strike, you got to calm down. You can't do nothing. You don't get the views because they're not promoting shit that's not making any money. So, you're fucked. So then as soon as the strike would go off, like 2 or 3 weeks, I'd start loading more videos and shit, and numbers would start climbing, money start climbing, and boom, they give me another strike and they go back down. And it's like they just keep me at a certain pace all the time.
I think you're better off doing educational videos about snakes than you are feeding them frozen thawed or live. If you don't want to restart, that's the only thing that I could think of though is educational. Well, even if you're like someone's already done it.
I don't think I'm somebody that should be on as far as like educational. I'll throw somebody some advice or this and that kind of shit, but I ain't gonna try to be Mr.
Some of the shit I've heard you say the whole time I met you, you said really clever shit. It's not like just some random stupid bullshit that comes out of your mouth.
Because I don't give a fuck two shits what somebody does. If I do something and a certain way makes sense to me, that's the way I'll go to. That's like it was my whole theory with YouTube. Whenever I wanted to learn something on YouTube, I'd watch. Let's say I wanted to learn one thing, I'd watch 10 videos. I'd take the key points of all 10 of those videos and put them all together and make my own. And it's like, did I know more than them? Nope. I just took common sense and a little bit of everybody else's and just put it together and made it, it's like, I don't know. I think just people over fucking glorify everything. That's like people, I mean, nothing against the reptile community, but the people that are all about the genetics and shit, they'll sit around and fucking talk for 3-4 fucking hours of, they think that their 1 degree on their fucking incubator fucking caused all this trouble, that all these snakes got this and that and another. It's like, if you were a 1/2 degree more than you were last year, that didn't affect your snakes in any fucking way. The snakes can fluctuate. I mean, even if when they're in the dens, I mean, everything isn't. I mean, it was consistent. He put the temperature; they were pretty much from 85 to 88 in most of the holes. But like in the middle of the night, shit like that, temperatures are going to drop and shit. So if you open up the incubator and shit, it's like, I had my incubator door open for 2 minutes. That's why half my snakes died. No, man, half your snakes died because you fucked up somewhere else, or maybe you just got bad fucking genetics. Take the simple side of it and just move on. Don't talk about for 3 weeks with all your fucking buddies on what their theory is of why you fucked up. What does it matter? You're fucked up already. It's like if you were within a degree of what people, incubate at, it's like, what the fuck? There's people who incubate 87, 88, 89, 90, all kind of shit. It's like, I had the door open, or my incubator got shut off for an hour or something. And it's like, dude, that's probably not your problem. Maybe you just got weak genetics or something, It's like, Or why is every year, why do I get slugs? It's like, because not everybody's a good fucking breeder. There's some parents, they have one kid and say, I'm done, I'm over with it. And then you got people that are like, oh my God, I could take care of 20 of these creatures because I love them all. It's like, it's the same thing. If you got a snake that's spitting you out 2 eggs every year and 6 slugs, and she does it 3 years in a row, maybe it's just her, not your incubation, not your temperature in your room. Maybe
you should
not.
check your phone. You should check your phone.
I know. She called me a second ago, and then I'm on here. I have you on the phone. What? Oh. Why? I thought I shut it off. Well, why didn't you just shut off your side, fool? You just sit here and listen? No, I'm in the middle of a live stream. You don't get 2 minutes of nothing. Is it about your stinky old love life and your new bullshit? I want nothing to do with it. I'm your dad. I don't want to hear about it. I can't even hear you anyway. I got my headphones on. I barely hear you. What do you want?
Just some allegations of what I need to do.
Oh, well, when I'm done with, are you going to be up for a while or what?
Yeah.
Well, I'll message you when I'm done. All right, love you, bye. And anybody, that's how you get rid of people on the telephone too. You don't sit around and wonder about how to say goodbye. You just tell them love you, bye. Especially if they're family. Love you, bye. Bounce. You know what I mean? My wife used to think it was mean. You know what she says now? Love you, bye. Then she bounces. Don't overcomplicate shit. Just like relationships, everything, it's all the same. The more you fucking wonder about what went wrong, if you spend half as much time doing it right as you wondered about what you did wrong, you'd never do nothing wrong.
See, this is why you should do educational videos instead.
It's not about, well, you can't teach common sense. No, you can't teach people either get it or they don't, though.
Everyone else has like this script they play, right? So like they have their video that they do educational, but they script it in a way when talking that it just goes for it well, right? I feel like if you could do the same shit, but hold on. The difference is that you come with this fucking like a spunky attitude about it, like, and call people on their dumb shit like you have been. I think that'll blow up, bro. You never know. You never know.
I don't know if it's all like dumb shit. I mean, no, people do some dumb shit. But
no, they do.
I don't know. I think it's just things that shouldn't be so complicated. My daughter never listens to me too. I tell her the same kind of shit, and she don't listen. She'll listen to me, but she don't ever do nothing. I could tell her to do something fucking 10 times, and she'll do the opposite every time. That's how kids work. No shit. When that Chris exploded, Hardwick, fucking as soon as he started, then everybody started thinking they were going to do the exact same thing. It's like, well, if you do the same thing, it's not going to do any good. He already did it. You got to do something new, motherfucker. It's like, cat eyes, welcome.
What's up?
These are my peeps. These are all my peeps. These ain't here because they know you, because I shared it out. We got Fungus Queen in here. I don't even know if I said hi to her. What the hell? I'm slacking. Running off of the pie hole too much. Not taking enough bong hits.
Not enough. You need to take another bong hit.
Huh?
No.
Oh, him. Don't you be yelling at me, woman.
No, he was trying to railroad me over.
Ooh, you yell at me, you better practice and you better go outside and practice falling down. I'll be there in a minute.
You better be coming wearing a body armor, motherfucker.
I'll whip your ass twice. You hear me now? I was all mad when we got married because they took out that obey shit. I was all laughing at the wife. I was like, you're going to have to obey here in a couple minutes. That man's going to tell you got to obey. And that motherfucker looked over at me and said, yeah, they took that out a long time ago, man. Nobody says that anymore. I'm like, what? I was like, can't you say your own bullshit? Oh, she gone now. I'm not going to hurt Trish. I'll kick both your asses. Shoot, I don't even know what you're thinking. Kick my ass. You can't even kick high enough to kick my ass. What are you thinking? And don't try to get Fungus Queen either. She ain't but this big too. Y'all little midgets running around. You ain't messing with me. I'm grown. I'm like full-size human and shit. Like you, man, Fungus Queen. Her man's a monster. What is that? He's like 6'5" or some shit. He's a big dude. He full grown. I just busted out laughing. She's all, damn. I know Funk's like, why you throw me under the bus about being little? I was just being funny. She got a TikTok with the egg. It's the egg one. Yeah, 6'4". I knew he was a monster. I'm only 6'1". She got the one with the egg. That fucking video cracks me up. She like running with this little egg, and there's like these huge chickens chasing her. She's all looking all like it's like she's all fucking scared and shit running. Like a little midget with a big egg. It's funny. And this is why I got TikTok too, because all the peeps is over there.
Fuck TikTok. I can't do that shit.
What do you mean you can't? Yeah, you can. It only takes a couple fucking seconds. You whining all the time. You ain't got no consistency like the live streams.
Hey, I posted them early this time, did I not?
How hard is it to film 30, 40 seconds worth of something and fucking post it? Like, it don't take that long. Throw a couple hashtags on that motherfucker and call it good.
It's because my channel's dead. That's the problem.
Like Fungus Queen, she got videos over there of attack bullfrog. That motherfucker will attack you. He'll jump a couple feet in the air after your ass. Hers are mean. She got a mean ass bullfrog. Mine just sit there. They're lumps. If it ain't a rodent, they ain't wasting no effort on that shit. Nope. Damn, we got 6 people in here. It's almost like a fucking real live stream. And where's your sister at? She's usually here. What the hell?
I have no idea.
It's probably too late. We started too late.
Kinda. Working long hours lately.
So what do I call the channel? Justin's Common Sense. Just fucking listen.
Wait, what?
I'm supposed to do the channel with the learning stuff.
You should.
Yeah.
Think about it. No, see, I think if you took it as you're like a different approach than everybody else with more like you're fucking like just be honest with people. I mean, like that's probably why people out there hate me. Like I say some dumb shit that pisses people off, but to me, it's how I feel. It's whatever. I don't give a fuck. Same with you. Like you could easily do.
As far as I know, Blakers, I haven't heard any bad news or nothing. I've seen him comment on a couple of posts, so he's still breathing anyway.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Well, that's like, people will breed and shit, and they got fucking 9 babies, and one of them fucking doesn't make it, doesn't eat, and dies. And it's like, oh my God. And they'll spend the whole fucking year trying to fucking tweak everything to fix what happened. And it's like, that man, in the wild, 9 of them, if you had 9 babies, 6 of them be dead in the first 2-3 weeks. It's like, maybe it just wasn't meant to fucking make it. Don't worry about it. Let it go. Fucking throw it away. Go about your business. Feed it to a lizard.
Yeah.
People put too much time and effort into tiny little shit.
You should though. You should do that, man. I think you'd have success.
Nobody gonna listen to me.
You gotta come with that, like, you don't give a fuck, spunky motherfucker.
No,
like,
you gotta have the 20 years of fucking experience of doing fucking the reptiles or something for anybody want to.
Well, here's this is funny to me. So, and don't take this the wrong way. You might, I don't know, but it looks like
I'm probably gonna, motherfucker. So you better be wise of what you're saying.
with how old you are now, like it kind of, you could be like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I mean, most people look at you.
Oh, so you making age jokes and shit.
I'm just saying, man. Like you talk about people with experience and stuff, and
so you want me to lie to the people and then give them some common sense.
But only talk about what you know, so it's not really lying.
I don't know too shit about a lot of things. Well, I mean, just like animals and shit. It's like, oh, what do I gotta do for this animal? I don't know. Look it up. See what its fucking habitat is. It dry? Is it fucking desert? Put some fucking sand and shit in there and go about your business. It's not that fucking hard. Oh, it lives in a jungle. Well, make your fucking cage look like a fucking jungle and you good.
See, that's what I'm saying. Say shit like that. People will watch. You just gotta, make the video happen.
I run out of videos after about fucking 5 or 10 or something. It's like, we'll do this, you fucking weirdo, and then that'll be it. Back up of your files. I ain't backing up shit, motherfucker. There ain't nothing in here. The only thing I use this for is to go live. That's it. There's nothing to back up. Oh, I watched live with Benji on it. Yeah, see, he did look awful. Yeah, because he said she said we was high as fuck bitching at each other. Victory, welcome.
What's up, Victory? Yeah, man, that's nuts.
They were on the Tuesday night live stream.
What you need to do though is make some like just different shit, look, man. You could do a lot of educational. See, I think if you broke down every animal you had and did a different aspect for every video.
A lot of common sense doesn't necessarily, mean it's education.
It doesn't have to be you could do multiple camera angles. You could, you know what I'm saying, like buy a fake hand, show how the ER fucking tarantula will fuck you up. Like,
well, no, why would I do that? It's just going to stress out my tarantula.
I'm just saying if you wanted to. Like, I mean, there's so many different ways that I'm just saying with feeding
educational
videos.
But funny.
Right.
So, me, welcome.
Look at it like this. Like, no matter what you do, right, they're going to find somebody because you're going to get so many views because of your subscriber count that eventually when you do start getting views, like you said, and it's climbing up with money.
I think I would get more hate mail. I get more hate mail doing that than I would be doing live feeding videos. People go like, "What the fuck? Why is your opinion fucking why?" Blah blah blah. It's like when you're throwing out like shit like that, and you're trying to call it education. It's like, holy fuck, man! That's all people do is gonna bitch. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many subscribers I got. I told you about that. That doesn't matter. I think
it matters a little bit with the algorithm. A little bit because you can't. You don't think so. So you could take a brand new channel. You're going to tell me you post a video on there, you're going to get more views than you do now on your channel.
To do it on this channel, even say halfway successfully, even if it would even grow from there, I'd still have to grow the audience from new. The people that are on my channel, it boils down to either if I'm not building a pond filter video or fucking feeding something. That's all they're here for. Nobody's really here for the process of a snake eating a rat.
Like when you're building okay, so you talk about building. So when building a rat,
that's people's worst fucking problem on YouTube is that, like I tell you, this is the best fucking advice I could ever give to anybody in YouTube. It's like if somebody finds your video out of the blue because they searched up ball pythons or something, come across your video, and whatever was on your video, and they click subscribe and like and left, that person. They're there for that reason, right? Now, if okay, say now I put out I went camping this weekend video. It's like, no, it's like that person could care fucking less if I went camping because it clicked subscribe because of the same content. So it basically comes down to if somebody subscribes to your channel, the next time they come back to your channel, are they going to see the same thing? That's what they want. That's why they subscribe, because they want to see the same thing. So if you change up your content too much, it hurts you more than benefits you. Okay. Can't do better.
Well, I'm just saying it's an idea.
I know, but
I mean, even okay. So like you said the building. So like take this. Just like your rat rack video was amazing. But you could have put through in your 2 cents instead of just showing like this is like the blueprint of how many pieces. Like you could have went through that thing, highlighted everything as you were talking about it. Like even if you didn't want to show yourself, just like highlight the part.
Yeah, but
tell motherfuckers like if you don't cut it at this fucking length, you're fucking.
It's funny because you say all that like it's just so easy to do. If it's that easy to do, why don't?
It's not because I'm not a fucking builder. I barely built your rat rack. What are you talking about? You're building these things like they're perfect.
Neither.
Mine had fucking structural endpoints that were like horrible.
I'm not some fucking woodworker. None of this bullshit like everything else. I watched 10 videos. I took all the common sense to it that made common sense to me. And then I fucking built my rack the way I wanted to. It's like people overcomplicate shit. They got to do this, that,
how many times then? Okay, let's just say this
as simple as possible.
Okay, but if you keep going, like like you're saying, you got demonetized, money was going up, got demonetized, and it dropped back down, right?
Yeah.
So eventually, what's going to happen in the future? History repeats itself. You're eventually going to keep going and get dropped back up.
It does. I'm a firm believer. It doesn't matter what the fuck I do. They're going to fucking come up with something to hold me down because You know, I think, you know, like the algorithms already got me labeled as the live feeding bad guy and this and that and another. So it's like, and even then, if I have a feeding video and somebody likes the feeding video, they're not there because I built a rat rack. So when I do a rat rack video, it's not going to get near the same. You know, if like me, I had over 1,500 feeding videos. So out of my 40,000 fucking subscribers, probably 30,000 of them are there just because I did feeding videos. So if I do a fucking how to build a snake rack, those people could care fucking less that I made that video. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why if you're going to stray away from the subject, it's like, because I tried all that. I thought in the beginning myself that it's like, just as long as it's got to do with animals, it'll be the same content, you know, and it's not. Because, like, especially the live feeding videos, I get people all the fucking time now that bitch at me. It's like, how come that animal wasn't live? What happened to the live feeding videos? This, that, and another. It's like, well, fuck. How many of those people are hitting the unsubscribe? You know, it's like, it's crazy. I believe the more success you have in a channel is just stick with the same fucking subject, no matter what it is. If you do feeding videos, stick with feeding videos. If you do fucking how-to videos, stick with how-to videos. You know, it's like, even if it's about animals, you put them together, that's two different content. So then you're building basically two different channels anyway. Because only half these people are going to care about half your content. And
so why don't you do that?
Care about the other half.
I'm just saying, why don't you do that for your you know, a new channel?
Yeah, a new channel. That's a whole lot of work, man.
Why is it a whole lot of work?
I don't know. I don't like doing like the talking and all that shit as far as like the videos are concerned, because you don't understand. Like when I'm here, it's live. It doesn't matter. Whatever comes out of my fucking mouth comes out of my mouth. It does not matter. If I say something wrong or I fucking read something wrong, well, it happens. There's nothing to it. If I'm doing a video, everything has to be, I'm not going to say perfect because I'm not a perfect person, but it has to be to the best of my abilities. I wouldn't say I'm OCD, but I do have some issues. So then it's like, this 10-minute video now automatically just now turned into at least 2 days just making the video. And that doesn't even count about editing it. And then you got to take another day to edit it and to make sure everything's timed right, put together right. And if it doesn't look right, you got to start over. And then it's like you film a whole 12-minute fucking video and you missed 1 minute of some fucking section you thought you were filming. You didn't press play. And then you can't reenact that moment again. So you have to fucking fuck that whole video and start over again. It's not as easy as what, you know,
I've done videos where though, but see, that's weird because like, even my videos in the past, like I would stop them and then you would see me go to the other snake. And that's when I started doing what you said. And I started doing each snake as its own individual pretty much day. And I would just push out content back in the day. But like, I already forgot what I was saying.
You was pushing out content every day.
Oh, but like,
I mean, look at my channel, right? I got, if I have, let's say, 100 videos of a fucking python eating
so like the editing, right?
Yeah.
So the editing, you're saying like it takes 10 minutes to make, or 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes to make that video. But see, with my other videos back in the day when I would film all of them at once.
No, the 10-minute video would take me 2 days to make sometimes.
Why? Especially, well, I could. Now,
because
let me
to
say
actually
this.
truly make a video and edit it all the way through, it's not just, I can't just do everything in one take. Everything has to be blended together right. Everything has to look right. I mean, that's like me when I do a feeding video. I don't just go in and make a feeding video. I go in and clean the cage, do this, that, and another, and take care of business. So it's like, I could stand there and just do the intro where I say, welcome to my animal house, and just try to explain the video. And that shit sometimes will take me a couple of hours. I'll get frustrated because it's like I'll have a whole bunch of shit to say. I mean, probably be easier if I try to write it all down and then try to script it, but it's a bunch of shit that's even more time and more bullshit. So, and then you try to put shit together and then it don't look right. And then you get mad and you scrap the whole thing. It's not just a quick process. Even like Mr. Beast, he's the #1 YouTuber in the fucking world. He's minimum 6 months per video, no matter what.
Okay, there's a difference when you're filming worldwide to what Justin could do in his animal room.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember when you're dealing with an algorithm, they still want the same process. It doesn't matter if you have $100 setup or $100,000 setup. If you're not doing the shit that, right, then I mean, it's like, well, it's like the algorithm is going to know if you try to put a 5-minute video in 5 minutes or if you spent 2 days making a 5-minute video. It's like you're trying to achieve the fact that you're making your videos look different than somebody else's. So you have to do shit differently. So things are different. It's not always the same. If you did the exact same thing as ever somebody replicated what they did, what fucking good is it of what you're doing? So it's got to be raw. It's got to be right. And it's like I just said a minute ago, I could be doing the intro. It's like, welcome to my animal house. In this video, we're going to fucking do this, this, and this, and this. And then I'll watch back through it, and I forgot one of the 4 things I was going to say. So then it's like, okay, scrap that one, film it again. But you got to remember to do it all right. Now, I got to tape the floor and shit. I got to put tape on the floor, so I go stand at the exact same spot and try to say the same shit.
Let's just say this. Let's just say this. You could show the same clip. Let's just say you have to replay that clip twice because you have to record it because you feel like you fucked up. Even if you like the first one's video more, you could still use the audio of the second one.
Well, yeah, but then that's not right because then if you don't get the audio exactly with the video, and then it looks like you're some crackerjack lip singer. That's even worse to me.
Well, I'd rather
just refilm it
and you can make it look clean.
Yeah, but if I got a minute-long intro of a video and I want to put a bunch of things in, and that's the thing, and that's what's hard, because let's say I have a fucking minute full of things to say. In that minute, if I think of something else that goes along with that subject, I'll try to throw it in. So then I'll throw that in, but I'll forget something else. And it's like, it takes a process. I mean, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
To do it correctly. If you're just going to wing it and whatever errors you make, if you say something fucked up, I forgot to say this, that, and another. And it's like, I don't like doing that. I like to avoid all try to make it neat. Not saying I make a good video because I don't have videos that have millions and millions and millions of views. And any videos that I had that were millions and millions of views, I had to delete.
Yeah.
No, I think I still have a couple of shorts that have 7, 8 million or something, but it's not the same,
And see, and look, you're already going back and deleting shit. Like
I have to. That's part of the process of remonetizing your channel. You have to go, whatever they faulted you for, you need to go change. If you leave all the exact same videos that you had the day that they demonetized you and you reapply, they'll just deny you. Because you did not. Yeah, strikes. This is different than a fucking demonetization. They're not.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm no longer employed. It's like
I don't get paid for what we do.
Well, yeah,
even,
but
even in the past, I didn't get paid for what I did.
Well, that's your fault because you didn't put enough time in. Anybody could monetize a channel and eventually do something. It just depends on how much effort you can put into it.
I agree with that. Because honestly, I was pumping out videos for that good minute. I jumped like 400 subscribers in 3 months.
I mean, that's even like that's even like me now. It's like because now that I've been all the strikes I've gotten, and the demonetization was all because of live feeding videos. So now if I get rid of live feeding videos, that's I'm upsetting probably 25,000 people probably. You know what I mean? It's like. So it's like, now I got to make videos that are going to try to interest those people because it's not alive, So it's like,
yeah,
it's not so easy. So it's almost like starting over anyway, The only reason why that, like I don't just like my TikTok, when it fucks up, I just delete it and start another one. But on YouTube, it's like I built my brand as far as like, the whole My Animal House thing. I don't want to change that. I don't want to change my name or change this and that and another. I've done live streams for years. I've done videos for years. My shit is My Animal House. So, I mean, I got to stick with that. It's like.
I feel you.
Which if I wanted to redo it all, I should probably start over and that kind of thing. But it's like, well, fuck, man. I spent years giving out stickers, all this bullshit. And then to change my name now is kind of weird, I was monetized and then boom. Yep, they took it away. I was for a few months. Yeah, that's the thing, and they just give you such vague answers. It's like, why did I get deleted? It's like I've seen the same video over here. They just tell you each channel is judged differently or separately or whatnot, and some they just flat out tell you that some make it and some don't. It's like
That's what I'm saying. Have you thought about them making another channel? Have you thought
I
about
have another channel.
Well, I mean, that's not. What is the other channel? Live feeding still, or even frozen?
It has live feeding videos on it, but I've switched it to frozen thawed. That channel is actually more pure than this channel. Because feeding videos are the only thing that's ever been played on that channel. And there's no DIY videos, there's no pawn videos, there's no nothing. It's a strictly the 8,000 people that are on that channel are there because the content's there. There's no difference in it. It's every video that's on that channel is a feeding video.
Yeah. Okay. And what are you barely halfway through your monster?
Yeah, about why?
Just saying.
Why you gotta fuck with a fella about his monster?
I'm just saying I put more beer down than you have monster.
Well, it's a monster. I'm not trying to put it down. I'm not trying to get intoxicated. I like the taste of monsters. I don't drink them because they're energy drinks. I just like the taste of it. I'm too hyper for it to do anything to me anyway. It's like fucking monsters don't do shit. If I'm tired, I drink a monster. I just like the taste of it. It don't do shit.
That's fair, I guess. That's fair. I don't know. I drink.
Well, I mean, that's like me when I used to drink. It's like, after a while, it was like, what the fuck am I sitting here doing, drinking fucking 30, 40 fucking beers in a day trying to get fucking drunk or whatnot. It's like, fuck it, I'll just go buy some booze, drink half that fucking fifth, and I'm good, But then it turned into a whole fifth, and then, sometimes you whip up a half gallon. It was like a bad day. It's like me with even like what you talk about, like with the simple, like, the common sense shit. That's like mixed drinks. Mixed drinks to me are fucking, if it's not for the flavor, people, I drink mixed drinks, so I don't want to taste the booze. If you don't want to taste the booze, don't drink, motherfucker. It's like, that's part of the deal. It's booze. Drink it. It's like all the shit you're putting into that fucking booze is what's giving you the hangover and the headaches anyway. Just fuck with the middleman and just drink the booze. It's like, why you got to put all this bullshit in it?
Right? Like, that's how, at least, I don't know. I drink my shit straight.
I always kept a fifth of booze in the freezer. I just pull it out and take shots all day. That's all I did. There's no mixing drinks and fucking drinking this afterwards and all this bullshit. I just drink the booze.
I don't drink hard liquor anymore.
I think it fucked up my throat, though, because I drank frozen booze for so long. Fuck, my throat would get all harsh and shit because it's like, well, I take bong hits all day too, but but when you're drinking ice, ice cold fucking liquid, that should be frozen and you're just swallowing it, it's probably not the best for you, I'm sure.
Probably not, but it's probably the best way to drink it.
Oh, it is. There's no fucking. If you got fucking hot booze, that is so gross.
This is me. No. See, so this is what I got to say. When I do drink, and it's rare, but when I do drink liquor, it all depends on what I get. I like my Jaeger cold. I like my Jack cold. But when it comes to vodka, I like it at room temperature.
Yeah, see, vodka's nasty anyway. It's just gross.
I love the taste of vodka. I don't know why, but
I did. The only fifth of vodka I've ever drink before is the because I have the skull bottle where it's just a glass skull, and it was like $60 for that motherfucking thing too. But it was like, fuck it, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy it and waste the booze, so I'm gonna drink that shit.
I would say my favorite would be Tahoe Blue. I really found addiction to that.
Yeah, one. I just wanted the vodka one for the skull. There's actually even a video. They took the skull and gave it to those forensic people or whatever that'll build a skull and try to recreate the face. And they created the face of what that jar skull would look like as a human. It's pretty crazy, actually.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah, you can look up the video for the vodka skull bottle or whatever. You could look at it. They put the clay on it and did that whole forensic bullshit where they put everything and make it recreate what the skull would have looked like. And looks like some average dude, you know. But
I don't know the whiskey that's in it, but it's whiskey. I'm pretty damn sure it is bourbon or something. Like anyway, so it's a full size. It's $1,200. It's an AK-47.
Oh,
it's all glass.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I was like, God damn, dude, that would be killer. I was thinking about buying it.
No, I like the skulls and shit. So it's like, you know, I had to get the vodka skull. Now everybody always buys me like toy snakes and frogs and shit, like family and shit. Oh, look, we got you this snake. It's like, okay. I got stuffed snakes and frogs and flowers and shit everywhere. They're all right though, but you can only have so many stuffed frogs and shit. You know what I mean?
How many stuffed frogs do you fucking have?
I don't know, a few. They're all over the place. There's some right here.
See, that's another idea. Have you ever thought about making a stuffed animal and putting like, you know, crunch gang on the back of the back?
See, I got my fucking little light up frog here. Got my little snake wrapped around it. See? Oh, yeah. He holds my joints sometimes when I roll him up before the show. I put him in his arms. But look, I got all kind of frogs. People make me frogs. What up? You tell somebody you got a bullfrog, they just give you shit. I don't know what it is. Or I'll get like little lizards and shit. That's like the little Geico fella, but it's still a lizard, you know. I got you a lizard. Well, I got grandkids and shit, you know, when they buy you something, they're like, they see some fucking stuffed snake and they think you got to have it, you know.
That's fair. Have you ever thought about making your own?
Just because it's amazing that the kids get you something, but it's like, well, fuck, you know, bring me a real snake.
Are you gonna make your own stuffed frogs and put like Crunch Gang on the back of the frog?
No.
Why not?
You know, if there was ever anything,
dude, you know what? Yeah, no. Hear me out. And this would probably be one of the world's first ever like stuffed animal. You could actually have the frog with the Crunch Gang on the back, and like have half a rodent coming from its mouth.
I don't think that'd go off very well. You know,
I think it would.
You got to think about the marketing. How many people are going to walk into a fucking like a Walmart and look over and fucking see a half of a rodent?
I never said Walmart was going to take you.
Well, fuck, if you're going to make a stuffed animal, you want it somewhere where it's going to sell. I'm just saying.
Walmart's not taking you. So you got to sell it. What do you mean? Who's going to sell it?
The Walmart Corporation will take a lot of actual products that are like individually manufactured products and shit. The Walmart's pretty good about that, especially if it's a local person, like somebody, you know, like if you're around here and there's somebody that makes like local honey or something, the Walmart will give you a contract to put a little thing up, you know. They call it a little cardboard thing with your honey in it and shit, because it's like, you know, their whole that's their whole, you know, business model is the family and this and that and all this bullshit. So it all goes in with their crap. They try to help the communities, you know, they say.
You should do that though. Have a frog.
That's the funny thing. If I was ever gonna like do a crazy investment into anything, I would actually make a board game.
A board game?
Yeah. I actually have it's funny and people are gonna wonder about it, and you can look it up if you want to. But I have an old board game from 1976. And it's actually it's a drug dealing game. And like you sell pot and this and all coke and hash and all this craziness. It's like an old school kind of Monopoly game kind of thing. You go to jail, there's a Fed card, you get busted, all this bullshit. But if you look at, I tried to look up this shit for years. There's no records of this game nowhere. I've never even found a fucking picture of it anywhere on the internet. Nowhere. Everywhere I've searched patent numbers under the names of the boxes. There's no active patents, nothing. There's these videos. It's like this game does not exist. I don't know where it came from. My brothers were all fucking teenagers back in the, in the 70s. I was a little kid. So this is some fucking crazy board game that got invented. But now the fact that it's legal in so many states now, like with the weed and shit, because it's based mainly around marijuana, but the game has other aspects. Like there's certain spots, like if you land on this spot, you got to smoke a whole joint and shit. You're supposed to smoke, you know, have 5-6 people around and you just play the game and get stoned the whole time. But now that it's legal so much everywhere and there's all these pot shops and all that shit, I think if I could recreate the board game, I could probably make a little bit of money if you could get into a lot of these pot shops.
I think that's a clever idea.
Of course it's a clever idea, mother. I don't think of dumb ideas. I just don't have the finances to do half the shit I'd like to do.
That makes sense.
I did some dumb shit back when I was younger because, you know, I used to have there's a lot of Hispanic fellas that used to come into my work and play pool and shit. And they always like to invest money into stupid shit, you know. I don't know any of them messing fellas nowadays. Back in the day, though, it's like, hey, man, I'm going to try this, man. It cost me $1,000. Oh, here you go. Fucking crazy because the motherfuckers love for people to owe money. Yeah, Moon's got some crazy videos out now too. See, that's like Moon. Moon's very consistent too. He does jumping spider videos for fucking forever. The same videos over and over. Not the same videos, but the same topic over and over again. You know, it's like I said, if you build a true 1,000 people that are actually there because they like watching what you're fucking doing versus just people clicking the subscribe button, I'd take 1,000 people over 10,000 people that don't watch. You know. Like if somebody told me right now, I'll give you 1,000 people that are going to watch every video that you make all the way through, but I'm going to take away 35,000 of your subscribers, I would do it. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Because, you know, you got to remember that, I mean, it's like if you put out a video of, you know, they say determine on your, let's say you have 5,000 subscribers. If they put out notifications, they'll put out like 500 versus the 5,000. So 9 times out of 10, even now, if I make a video, like let's say when I had 1,000 subscribers, if I made a video that got 30,000 views, that had nothing to do with subscribers. If you look in your analytics, my analytics right now, my channel is 98% non-subscribers that view my shit, if that makes sense. So 2% out of 40,000 people actually watch my videos continuously. You know what I'm saying? The views come from people that are just searching shit. That's why people, you know, in the live community back in the day, everybody was worried about people coming in that didn't have a profile. He ain't got a picture. He ain't got this. That's only for YouTubers. YouTubers put up pictures and shit. People that watch YouTube and just like people's content or like to watch DIY videos, they don't like to decorate their profiles with pictures and all that bullshit. They're not going to have any videos in there. Somebody that has no picture and it's just a basic name, no videos, no this, they're more of a true subscriber than like you with a profile and 100 videos.
I'm more than
if that makes sense.
But yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like basic numbers. You know what I mean? It's just insane. So it's like, so if somebody told me they'd give me 1,000 subscribers that would watch every video and take away 35,000 percentage wise, I'd be doing fucking 20 times better for my channel. You know what I mean? It'd just be ridiculous numbers.
I don't know. I would say it's all based on what you do. And honestly, this is just my personal opinion. But even with Frozen Cloud or live feeding, it's always going to be one way or the other. Someone's going to bitch about it. Someone's going to cry about it.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even if you let's say you do a care video, there's always somebody that's, you should do this.
If they
don't
see
do
something,
this, don't do that. Everybody's going to criticize you, no matter what you do, no matter what the topic is. You're always going to have haters. It doesn't matter, you know.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
You can be the best in the world at what you do, and there's always going to be somebody that knows more than you do about it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just crazy.
I agree.
Oh, that's right. She is in Chicago. She's going to meet up and pick up some snakes and shit, too. Yeah, I mean, well, there's like say like I do ball python feeding videos. I try to get up close. I try to make them quality. I try to do this, that, and another. You get a few thousand views, and it's like you get somebody that's got a dirty ass tub with a funky paper towel in there and a fucking scrawny little rodent looks like it's got every disease in the book, and they do a little feeding video that shows like half of it or something, and it's all fuzzy and fucking moving around, and they get 5 million views. It's like, what the fuck? It's like it's almost like the less effort you put in, maybe the rewards are better. And it's like, and I can't do that. I got to try to do shit, the best that I can, or I'm not happy. It does hurt your channel. Even like me, that just like what he said there. That's a very good point, because when I had all the surgeries, I took like a month off of YouTube, and at that time, I didn't have any strikes or nothing. And then I was off for a month. I came back. The first video that I put out, they gave me a strike for live feeding animal abuse.
Damn.
And it was like, are you kidding me? I come back from after a month of not being able to do shit, try to make the same video I got 1,500 of, and I get a strike. It's like, well, what the fuck? It makes no sense. So unless you were a trending content creator, it's all the luck of the fucking draw, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't grind and make your way, Well, it's not going to be gifted to everybody. Like, there's some people that put out the dumbest video. It's like,
that's what I tried to do with like the second channel, because it's like, let's say you may get a channel that makes $1,500 a month. If you can get a channel up to $1,500, fuck it. If you got 2 channels, that's $3,000. If you got 3 channels and do the same thing, that's $4,500. That's fucking full-time job. Done. It's like,
I would say maybe even 4 channels, just because of how it is.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, when I came into it, I everybody wants to be a big YouTuber and all that bullshit, but it's like, well, fuck it. It's like, if I can make X amount of dollars, now if I could just do this 20 times, I'm good with that. It's like,
I told you on that. Like, yeah, no, it's just, I feel like it's like and that's the biggest thing. Even Moon said it, like the consistency. See, with BPL, it's fucked, right? There's no matter how much I took such a long period twice this year that it really fucked up everything.
Well, yeah, but it's just like everything else. It's just like this live stream. It's like everything. We don't do it a lot. Yeah, there's 2 to 4, 6, 8 people in here. It's like, the Iron Animal show is the same way. My Tuesday show is the same way. I used to sit around night after night after night with like one person coming in and out, in and out, in and out. I still did my show. And then you get one person and you get 2 people, and then you build up a little community and you just go from there.
I mean, honestly, like, that's why this is more, I guess, of a holding spot for me until I'm able to.
No, this fucking program right here is fucking doomed. Real talking bong hits, right? You're going to have all these people that don't want to hear what you're talking about, and then you're taking a bong hit, so you're making a sin,
You're taking a bong hit right now.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. But there's always going to be judgmental people, It's like,
oh yeah, no matter what.
It's like Benji. He's always mad because I was always fucking with him. There was a lot of people that watched the show just to watch me fuck with him. It was like, it made for good shows when it was boring, If we didn't have a guest, you just poke at Benji for a little bit and you can fucking make jokes for 3 hours. It's not hard.
No.
He's pretty, he's pretty easy target. He all sends out tidy whitey pictures to folks saying he got a fucking OnlyFans page and shit.
Gross.
It's like, gross. Bro, it's like, get out of the tidy whiteys, bro. There's nothing attractive about them. You ladies like the tidy whiteys?
He's really in a fucked up spot. You know that.
Yeah. Well, even
he also
Solo said earlier that he looked like shit, and it was like that was the point of the whole thing. It was like we weren't even on. I don't even think 10 minutes when he was on.
I heard
and it was like I could tell instantly he was fucking on something that wasn't good.
Oh yeah, but I mean recently, not well recent, but when that night, and I just had enough of him, so I just blocked him, and I don't know, man, dude, he's in a deep fucking worse spot than I feel like he'll ever be. But like for him to justify that it was okay for him, but no one else, like, dude, I was like, shut. I was with you on that, like.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If he would have been just all like, I'm just having fun, it is what it is, I do the shit, whatever, you're done, it's fine. But nope, he was all like, oh no, I get it so cheap, it's not gonna hurt me, all my bills are paid, you know, this and that. And I mean, it was like, I'm the one, because I even told him, I said, I don't know what it's like in New Zealand, but here in America or in the United States over here, it's like fucking when people are saying the things that are coming out of your mouth 6 months from now, their lives are usually doomed. And it's like, and he's like, oh no, that won't happen to me. I'm that 1% that it won't happen to you, and this and that. And it's like, yeah, but that's what they all say. It's like
he said
it was sad. He liked the guy or not, it was just sad. You know, it's like, what the fuck, you know.
So he told Live Feed, I guess, that he's trying to sue me.
He can't sue you. There's nothing he can do. He was on a.
Well, don't you think I don't know that? Like,
yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing. Like, if you say, oh, he's fucking doing meth or some fucking thing, that's, you know, the only way that you can get in trouble is if it's not true. He's got a video of you doing it, loading it up and doing it. So it's like,
I have a video, of him.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, just as long as you have the proof of it, there's no lie.
Oh, I never
none of this bullshit unless it's a lie, because he's a crackhead. Well, that one night that we had the show, it all basically it was boiled down as I was like, what the fuck's going on, Benji? And it's like, I don't know, maybe I should have probably asked him in private, but he's fucking always open about everything he does anyway. So I'm like, what the fuck? You don't look good and shit. And it's like, oh no, this and that. Then he tries to tell us he's only doing meth to lose weight and this and
that. Did he not look like a skeleton? Like, I'm skinny, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I am naturally skinny.
I seen him less than a month ago, and he did not look like that. And then when
he looked so sucked in, like, I'm naturally
his face.
It looked bad.
I'm in fucking Yakima, Washington, for Christ's sake. There's fucking vegetable crackheads everywhere. It's like, I know what one looks like. Like I said, he wasn't on the program 10 minutes, and you could tell. I was like, hey, what's going on? You don't look, you know, you look fucking like you've been on a rough road kind of thing. And it's like, oh no, I just lose the weight for this and that and another. And it's like, nope. As soon as you start making excuses right off the bat, you're already fucked, man. And it's fucked up. And like the guy, I hate the guy or anybody else. I mean, even fucking, you know, half-foot fucking piece of shit Gary, they're lying to us about it getting all cut off and shit. You know, I don't want bad things, you know, to just fucking, if he's going through a hard time like that, it's like, fuck, when you're trying to justify it and all that bullshit, it's like you're almost already fucked, you know? Yeah, Benji's a crackhead, basically. And that's the thing. I have fucking messages on my phone after that night, because he told us originally his first thing was he was doing it to lose weight.
No. The first thing he said was, I'm not doing it. He's like, I'm not on anything. And then he was like, well, and then he slipped up and he was like, he admitted to doing it, but it was okay.
Yeah, well, then he said something about it. Well, he did it for a little while because he was to lose weight and this and that and another. And then he was saying, you know, because I was like, Benji, it's, you know, the money, all this. Oh no, my friend gets it so cheap. It's not even, it's cheap, blah, blah, blah. It's bullshit. And it's like, he had every excuse in the world why it was okay to do it. So that it's just that's not good. You know, it's like, I don't know.
I feel like, once again,
but my point was, the first message that I got the next day from him, and he's all, what the fuck? I didn't know you'd be a judgmental person. I'm not on fucking meth and this and that. And I have the message. He denies the whole thing. He was not on meth at all. And it was like, you were just on the show last night saying in between you weren't doing it and you were doing it. You said it clearly back and forth for 10 minutes. or a long time. And then the next message I get from him, it's like, I'm not a big, long message. He messages like a fucking girl, too. Like me, right? My wife will send me a paragraph. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll be home later, or that's cool, or I'm not the guy to write paragraphs back and all that. I can't. It's too much time wasted, So he sends me this fucking half a fucking book that tells me he never liked me anyway. I was always rude to him and this and that. And yeah, we fucking on the show, joked around this and that, and he's just way too soft. We'd be on a show, I'd say something to him, and I didn't even realize that I even said anything that hurt his feelings. But then he'd get a hold of Iron Dog. Oh, yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't think I'm going to come on the show no more, and this and that. As I said, one time I looked up, I said, what are you doing stinking up the show? And then he sends me this big old long message. He's like, oh, yeah, I probably am stinking up the show and this and that. And I was like, Benji, quit being so fucking soft. I was just fucking with you, And it's like, and he took all that shit to heart. And it's like, I hated you the whole time and all this shit. And it's like, well, fuck,
Yeah, no,
I mean, we have people in the community that's done wrong and this and that, and they fucked up, and they make up for their mistakes, or say they're sorry, this, that, and another, and shit. And it's like, the shit that he says, I mean, I don't give two shits even if he's sober. It's like, I never.
So I have to say this. If he wants to try to sue me, that's fine. Go for it. Once again, I still do have the video. Just don't
there's
worry.
Nothing for
no, I get that. I get that. So I'm not worried about it because I already have the video recorded. If I didn't show you and tell everybody the truth, like it's just being like, okay, everyone would be like, well, BPL, you like to drink. You
and
smoke
remember
weed.
The video of that I've seen him. I seen that after I seen Benji and asked him if he was doing drugs. It was like, because as soon as I seen him, I knew in his face that he was high. And then he tried to tell me no. And then I seen the video that Ball Python sent me, and I was like, well, motherfucker, he's lying through his teeth. He's got the video right here. Well, the part that I got, I don't know if he actually smoked it, but it shows him all loading it up, and he's all holding it up, showing David and shit. It's got the meth in it and everything, little glass pipe and all this shit. And it's like,
Yeah, no, it was, I feel bad for him, and he could do whatever he thinks he could do. He thinks he could sue me. Go,
you could try to sue somebody for slander and shit if they're lying about you and all that. But if they're telling the truth, there's nothing they can do.
But at the end of the day, dude, I just want what's best for Benji. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand he's in the deep end.
I did actually want that regardless. It wasn't like we were besties or nothing or whatnot. But it's like fucking, and that's fine. But with the message that he sent me, it's like, fuck you. And I was already pissed at him anyway because of the one show we did.
He lied to you. The
one show he did or some fucking thing, he fucking tried to get on or do some fucking bullshit. And then he sent me like fucking 10 messages, right? And I didn't see him until after the show because we didn't send him the link. He was fucking whining. But I get like 12 messages, but they're all retracted. Doesn't show me the message, but I asked him, I said, were you cussing me out? What the fuck were you doing in there? Oh, I just didn't want you to see what I said and this and that. And I was like, so who knows the creepy shit you said on that one that you retracted? And then he gives me the great big old long fucking paragraphs that how he hated me anyway and all this bullshit. It's funny because remember, if you listen to this motherfucker, you would have never been on one Iron Animal show if it wasn't for me. Because nobody else wanted to send you the link, ever. If you remember, I'm always the one that sends you the link. And I was always told, if Benji gets the link, it's because you send it to him. And I always did. Because you always wanted to be on the show, whining, and you gave it, we had some shit to do. So you remember that, motherfucker. You thinking you got all this fucking good friends and all this bullshit. It's like, you want to try to be all hurtful to people? Because he's already tried to do shit. He tried to contact my daughter and shit and send her all these pictures. Oh, this is my fucking OnlyFans and shit and all this bullshit. She blocked him. I told her, I said, you keep all the messages too, just so I can have them for ammo later. So it's like he's just being stupid. He's on fucking dope. He's just dumb. And by the way, just so you know, because he always used to say that shit. You guys make money when I'm on the show. It's like, for one, we never made a fucking dime because you were on the show, for one. We made money because we did a show anyway. And those people would have been there regardless if Benji was on there or not. So it's like, but, every program that you were ever on is all deleted. There's no evidence on my channel of your fucking ass anyway, ever again. So, because I'm sure he's telling the people over on Instagram, oh, yeah, I'm on all them live streams and they get views from it and they're making money. No, for one, you don't get any views from them. The views on fucking live streams suck. And yeah, unless you're fucking.
It's all about watch time for live streams.
Yeah, if you're Joe Rogan and shit, you're making millions. But, my live stream's not that way. But, So it's like, just so you know.
You're not Joe Rogan.
I know. I'm funnier than fucking Joe Rogan. Actually, Joe Rogan's a pretty good guy. He's got some opinions he's pretty wild on some of the shit he says, but overall, I like Joe Rogan.
I agree. I like him.
But he's like everybody else, all this stupid new shit and genders, all this bullshit. It's like, why? It's like you're just making people want, to try to care and shit. Nobody gave a shit before. People could do whatever they wanted. It's when it started getting shoved down everybody's throat is,
He could be mad.
Benji was the star of the show. Thanks, Moon. I appreciate that.
I mean, we apparently got more viewers. Maybe it's because we brung up Benji and he's trying to share this out, and he's just not saying anything.
And that's the thing. And if he's doing Instagram deals and all this shit, I'm sure he's talking trash. And because I got it right on the messages. He says that he's gonna get us. Let me see what the wording. I can't remember the end of the message. Well, there was let me reread it again to make sure. What was it that he said? Oh, we both know better. Goddamn drama queens. We'll be seeing you guys, he said. Be seeing you guys. That's what he said at the end. But look, this was the big old crazy message he sent me. Look at that. It's fucking nuts. It's bigger on both sides. It's higher than that and lower than that, but that's the gist of it. And of course, the first thing I says, I don't give two shits.
I'm trying to see if I still have that video. I know I do. I just gotta find it.
Here, why can't? Oh, that's why. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I still got the video.
Well, here, I don't want to play the video, but
I'm not going to play the video because I can't, because I don't have it paid for yet.
What do you mean paid for? I have the video right here.
I'm saying I don't have it paid for where I could show it on here on StreamYard. I'm not paying for StreamYard yet.
Oh, you mean like share the screen? You mean?
Correct.
Oh yeah, usually you just hold something up to it. But anyway, just for reference to let you guys know that we're not lying in any way.
Oh, hold on.
But look, do you see that on the knife there? That's Benji. That's Ball Python Love. And that's fucking meth. See, Benji, you shouldn't have got into all this. That's what I was saying. You're a fucking moron. And then here's the I'm not gonna play the video once again. Let me get a good shot of it. All right. Oh, that one will be good. That's him showing his little pipe, little glass pipe, smoking his little meth. So anything that we've said on this podcast is true. There's no lies.
This is why it's called Real Talk and
Real Talk and Bong Hits. But either way, so if you want to go around saying bullshit and lies and try to get underneath people's skin and all this bullshit, trying to go through my daughter to be a dumbass and all this shit, you're just a fucking moron. And I got all those messages saved too. You and your little tidy whities. Fucking idiot.
Tidy whities.
If I was going to send a girl a picture of me in my fucking underwear, it would definitely not be tidy whities. Just saying. I'd have a little more class than that. Try to get some color in them. They'd be colored Fruit Balloons, motherfucker. No, I just wear a brief boxer. It's all good.
Anyway.
But no old school tidy whities. I didn't even know they still made those things. Scrunch up your balls and shit.
I think he's doing something more than meth. And
even then, it's like, but that's the thing. There's a lot. Because he's on methadone and all that, and which is all good. We've known that for years. He had a habit before that. What he's on is the rehab for that and that whole thing. It's all good. But the meth shit, it's like once you start once you start justifying it and that kind of shit, you're almost already too far gone. It's like, you know. And I don't like anybody to go down the meth road, man. Around here, it just ruins people. It ruins lives. It ruins
You
families.
see it
It just
everywhere.
ruins.
You see it.
It ruins
you see it
everything.
everywhere.
I've never seen that combination of meth and anything good, really. You know, that come out of it. You know, it's like, so it was a bad deal. But to know that he's always hated me and all that shit, it's all good.
Yeah, you were the worst. You were never friends. You were the biggest asshole in his opinion.
Yeah, I don't. It's all good. That's like
honestly,
I've never done meth in my life.
Because this is real talk.
No
this
coke,
is real talk.
none of the synthetic.
Okay.
I done acid when I was a kid. Some mushrooms. That's it.
This is real talk and Bong his, right? So I got to bring up real talk. This is something that I could have recorded and I never did in the past, but he's hit me up after your guys' live streams and bitched to me about you and was like, I hate him. And it's kind of funny that he said it.
He'd get a hold of Iron Dog too and just start bitching at him and all this and whining to him and shit. That's fucking kills me. It's so fun. And like I said, and it's like, yeah, Justin was I wasn't really an asshole to him, but it was like, it's kind of like Gary. If there's somebody that needs to be picked on for some entertainment, he was the one that was there. It's like, it was, you know.
So would it be a violation if I posted that whole video on my my
no. I don't know. They might not like the fact that you're posting the fact that there's drugs in it, you know, and shit like that. But you know, that's the whole thing. If you want, the only thing he could try to sue you for is because you were slandering his name. The only way you can slander someone's name is if you lie about it. So if you have proof of what you said about them, you can't sue them. Maybe somebody in New Zealand, you got some crackhead lawyer that thinks he can get her done. Who gives a fuck? You know how expensive it would be to try to sue somebody over here anyway? Fucking let him try to sue you and waste money. Maybe he won't buy as many drugs if he's wasting his money on a lawyer to sue you.
Shit. Can I recount? Can I counter sue?
I don't know. Fucking. Yeah. He mentally disturbed you for the rest of your life because you've seen a narcotic drug that, you know, it disturbed you, fucked you up for life.
There we go. See, I already got the evidence. Bam. Done.
Hey, that's like I go to the doctor the other day, right? And they give you these printouts of all your bullshit, your medications and all that shit. If anything changed on here, let the nurse know. So I go to the nurse, and of course, because I'm an old fucker, it says 51 on it. And they're all like, "Is everything on your page current?" And I was like, "Well, this is fucked up because I identify as 31. It says 51, but I identify as 51. But other than that, everything else on the page is good." And she just started laughing. It was all funny. But you tell that joke to some people, they get all butthurt. Don't make fun of what they identify as. I don't give two shit what anybody identifies as. Keep it away from the children. Whatever you do as an adult, I don't give fucking two shits.
So I guess Benji's trying to sue me for lying that he's on meth. When I showed the video to Justin, I still have the video. I have the full length video of him smoking and everything.
The live stream is right there. He said he did it on the live stream. There's nothing he can do.
No, and it's still on the channel.
There's video. So. Yeah, there's video proof. Yeah, because Sola went and watched it the other day. She messaged me, said she was cracking up.
The part where he starts to try to sing country, and I was like, "You love dicks."
The only thing about that was it was funny because you wouldn't shut up so he could do anything. But on the fair side of that, a lot of them are probably deleted. Iron Dog's got more than I do anyway, because I quit doing the Iron Animal show on my channel a long time ago. So most all that the shows are on his channel anyway. But he's done that 100 times. You know, it's like, hey, sing a song or something. And that was always my thing. But that was the first time we got him to where he said he was going to do one of his own songs. But, you know, he'll say there was nights where we planned it, that he was going to come on, you know, and have a song ready. He was going to practice and all that shit the whole week so he can come on and do it. And then he wouldn't show up that night. You know, it's like, or we'd say the same thing. You're going to play. Oh, let me get ready. And he'd say that so many times, and then the show's over. And it's like, well, whatever, you know, it's like, so he used to do that all the time. So him saying, oh, you're talking and I can't do it. It's like, yeah, he just says that because he never wants to do it, which is fine. If you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. You know,
but I hope he does try to sue me. Hopefully I can counter sue, and then I can have a nice house in New Zealand. I can take my wife and my kids, have a nice summer vacation down there. You know, it'd be nice.
It's fucking crazy on sue him. Who the fuck? Jesus Christ, that shit's
Well,
fucking.
shit, he told you he was coming for us. We'll see each other soon or whatever. Like, what's that supposed to mean?
I'll be seeing you guys, he said.
Okay.
You better get off that meth and start working out, motherfucker, because I've, devoted a lot of my life to make sure that doesn't happen to myself. So, eat your fucking Wheaties, Junior. I don't care how big you are. That's no threat. That's no threat or nothing by any means. But just make sure that there's people that purposely make sure that that they're prepared for those situations. I'll say. I'll put that motherfucking arm lock and snap his fucking arm, and then while he's sitting there whining, I'll just kick him in the fucking head until he's unconscious. So you fucking 6 foot something tall, fucking kneecap. First thing, take out a kneecap.
Take out a kneecap, just right away, distinct.
Ain't no fair shit in a fight. Fuck, if you're worrying about what's fair in a fight, you shouldn't be in it. Yeah, that's exactly. It's freedom of speech, and it's not even really that about the freedom of speech. It's like, because I mean, you have freedom of speech, but you can't lie, publicly about people and post it in certain places, because then you're actually, defaming them or this, that, and another. But in order for that to apply, it has to be a lie. And as you've seen, that's not even the video. That was just 2 pictures of the video. It's like there's no lie. He was doing meth right there. It's like. What, David?
So I was going to say it's weird because, like, when I send you the video, it only lets me send it in a certain length on IG. Like, it won't let me send you the whole.
Well, yeah, no, there's a lot of shit like that. Like, fucking on Facebook and shit. If you send shit that's too high quality or whatnot, and they'll say, oh, make it less quality or shrink the video, this, that, and another. It's hard to send a full length video to somebody and shit. It takes forever. It's a crock of shit.
He though, I feel bad for it. Like I truly, honestly feel bad for it, because him and I did do the show together at one point, and then fucking like him naturally, like he was. I know you don't want to probably think of this like that, but like he was like the natural third host in a way to the Iron Animal show. And like,
well, he was on there, so he'd come on. It was like, when we had open streams, he'd always come on, and then it was like, where's the link? 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 Which was fine. It's like, if we didn't, and he'd get mad if every time if we didn't send him the link on, like, because if you notice when we had guests, we never sent him the link, and he would get mad, and it's like, well, you're too staticky and this and that, and he's always a fucking 2 minutes behind on any conversation anyway, so it's like. When we got a guest, this and that, and we don't want that crackly bullshit going on, so it's like we never sent them the link. When we had open shows, it was like, fuck, if nobody had nothing to talk about, you just fucking, talk about Benji's fucking dick pump fucking bong or something and make jokes, and it made the show go by faster.
So honestly, like, I wish I could have recorded this before, but so what made me record that video, to be honest with everybody, real talk and bong hits. When I was talking to him on IG, and he video called me, I was like, "What's up?" We're talking for probably 20 minutes before he flashed the pipe, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "Dude, I know what the fuck I just saw. Shh, tell me the truth." I was like, "Quit beating around the fucking bush." And he eventually showed me, and you saw part of just the images that. Thank you, Justin, for showing of him with the pipe. The shit.
I didn't show those videos that are to degrade him or this, that, and another. I only showed those videos. So anybody that sees this knows that there was no lies. That was, I mean, we have a live stream where he talks about doing it, and there's pictures of him doing it. So it's like, there's no lies involved. That was the whole point of it. If we talk about it 100 times or never again, it was like it was true.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like, so like a lot of people you say don't like you. I know why a lot of people don't like me. It's because I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. It might be hurtful. but it's the truth, right? It's gonna come out blunt, but that's just a Sagittarius of me, and I'm just gonna be fucking blunt about it. People can't stand that. That's what I'm saying. Some people just cannot stand that shit. So, but at the same time, I could be me, tell you that you fucked up, like Benji, and you hate me because you think it's justifiable that you're on it, but anyone else is like, oh, well, I'm part of that 1% that I can stop at any moment. No. When you came on the live stream and Justin hasn't seen you for a month and you look like fucking Skeletor, something is fucking wrong. And you're what, 250?
I swear to God, it's like I've had so many people look at me and go, I'm not doing any dope. And it's like, man, you could see it right in your face. Anybody that's ever been around somebody that's been addicted to meth or any of that shit where they're perma-spun, because you can do that shit for a certain amount of time. And if you get to a certain point, you can quit the rest of your life, but you're still spun. I call it perma-spun. It's like, even if people will get so deep into that shit, even when they're not on it, they still act the same way. It's like, so it's just not good,
So just in case, I just want to say this, Benji, if you're watching in the background right now, and you refuse to say anything, or if when you're Benji's friend and you're watching, just know I have physical proof of what he does. It's not to hurt him. It's not to, fuck him over, but he needs to change. He needs to stop. He needs to grow the fuck up. If he's really serious about what some of the things he is telling me, you wouldn't be smoking meth. You're not, I don't want to hear the dumb shit. Just clean yourself up. Maybe one day we could have you back on the show. But until then, you're fucked.
It'll be to talk to David, though, or listening to me bitch at you, because I don't like you much anymore. Well, I don't give a fuck if you clean up for the rest of your life and sprint roses out of your ass.
But you weren't, that's your bestie.
It was a joke. Just because I know it pisses him off when I say that.
Where's a half foot?
You got to realize it doesn't even his message as far as like this goes, he's got to realize that, the co-host of the Iron Animal show is Iron Dog. It's like, he can whine all he wants. It's like, it's like telling somebody's best friend and expect him not to tell him, it's like, so I know he's been whining, like he whines to you, he whines to me, this and that and another thing. He whines to Iron Dog. It's like, so I know he's never really cared for me, but that was kind of the whole point in it, It's like, if you got fire, you got to have ice. If you got fire and you got ice, then you got you always have a controversy of some sort or another.
See, I think of everyone and anyone that ever watches this, I'm sorry. It's not to put Justin on the pedestal. It's not I'm just saying, this is why I'm not ashamed or afraid to say it. Like, Iron Dog gives me bullshit, and I know he's joking, but like, you're my favorite YouTuber. You're not afraid to say what's on your fucking mind, and that's what brings me to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a way, like, got that shit, fucking talking to her in my videos, whatever.
I could honestly say throughout this whole journey on YouTube and doing all these live streams and shit, videos are different. But as far as all the live streams and interacting with everybody here, this is me, regardless if I'm on here. You can ask my wife. You can ask anybody that knows me.
That's what makes me respect you.
I put no effort whatsoever in changing how I do things because of what I'm doing. It's like, in my eyes, if you're not 100% real, it's like you're really not there.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, the way you act and the way you just present yourself every day as you, like, that's why I'm not afraid to say this shit I say, right? Like, if we're talking about husbandry earlier, like, you could have the most perfect video, someone's gonna bitch about it because they saw something that didn't fit their image.
I use this phrase.
I'm just saying
all the time, dude. You could shit out a fucking pure gold egg and somebody bitch it wasn't shiny enough.
Well, exactly. So like, and that's what makes me feel like this is why, like, Jose knows this. Everyone knows this. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. Like, you are the only co-host I truly ever wanted. Like, no homo shit.
Come on, you're starting to get weird now and shit. Like, we're gonna fucking.
I'm just. You're gay. You're fucking gay for thinking that.
No, you already said it. You just slow down now.
I'm just saying, though, like, no matter who I went live with, yes, they might have presented their
No,
true
you and
selves.
Jose.
No.
You the Jose's was besties.
He was my bestie for a while.
We ain't besties. I don't like you much at all.
And that's why we make a good team, because I like you, but goddamn, you forget what you're talking about half the time.
Well, I mean, that's like
you
the
take
Iron
too many
Animal
bong
show
hits.
and all that shit. It's like, it's like, I mean, I always did feel bad because it was like, it's really hard to get fucking 10 messages while you're during live of why am I not sending them the link, So you'd send them the link, but it's like, if I send them the link, I'm not going to say it. I mean, it's like, I don't know. How do you say it? It's like, I don't know. Even in real life, like if 10 people come over, 10 friends come over to the house and we're all sitting around and then all of a sudden it gets all boring and shit, I'm going to figure out the weird dude and start picking on him and make it an evening. You know what I mean? It's like, and not really picking on him, but it's like, I don't know. You got to liven up the shit. I can't just be all fucking sitting here doing nothing. So, and that was the thing. So then it just kind of turned in because Iron Dog, he's sick half the time, went through cancer, chemo, all that bullshit. Sometimes he wasn't the spunkiest fella, nothing against the guy, I love him to death. But, I mean, he went through a lot of shit, I went through a lot of shit too. So, with Benji being the third wing on the show, and we didn't have fucking, anybody on there, it was like, it was for the show, I mean, he always had his funky fucking homemade bong hits. It's like, it's like he does it all to himself. All you have to do is just talk about it. You know what I mean? You don't have to make fun of the guy. You don't have to do nothing. Just the crazy shit he do. If you just highlight what he's doing, you could do a show all day. You know what I mean? It's like, he's either doing knife hits or fucking brushing his teeth or cooking something, or he was always weird, It's like he always did all the weird shit that nobody would do on a live stream, or you wouldn't think he'd do, other than getting in the fucking shower. And I think he'd probably do that too while he's live. He wouldn't really care. So it was like, well, fuck, And then, it's like when you only got two people and you're talking, it is nice. Oh, by the way, there's the link if anybody wants to come on. We had 6 or 8 people in here. If there's anybody who wants to come on the screen and yeah, guys, like I said, when you got fire, you got to have ice. It makes for good TV. But I always knew the guy didn't like me much, no matter what. It was like, but I always thought that was kind of the appeal to the whole thing. You don't like me much, I don't like you much, but we're, we have a show and we fucking make fun about each other, and it goes by as we did it.
But see, the difference.
Apparently, we're not getting bestie tattoos, and we're never snuggling, so we're not buddies anymore. I'm
just saying. So, like, he would hit me up saying bitching about you back in the day. But
yeah, he's bitched today. He bitched a bunch of people. I'm not gonna start putting out names, but yeah, it's not, you're not the only one he bitched about. That's why I said I always knew we weren't like buddies and shit, but it was like, well. If Iron Dog shoots me up at any time and says, "Hey, you want to do a show?" I'm more than willing to give it. Yeah, I have no problem with that, and he knows that. I'm just hoping that whatever he's got going on, he gets figured out enough to where he can start doing them again and be, I mean, that's the thing. And as far as I know, the major part was all just the headaches. They didn't know why he was getting them, what was going on, and I can imagine that headaches are the fucking worst. I wouldn't want to sit and fucking talk with 6 people on a fucking panel. Having a fucking extreme migraine the whole time. It's like, it can't be that much fun. So, I can understand. And then, I mean, if you're using headphones and shit, it makes it even worse. And it's like, so yeah, I'm sure the live streams got more of a pain in the ass than they were worth for the guy. But if they ever get his headaches under control and all that shit, I'm sure we'll do the show again.
I would say,
and it'll always be the Iron Animal show. If I'll never do the Iron Animal show with somebody else. None of that bullshit will never happen. If me and him don't do it, it won't happen. But it's always open for it to happen. I mean, it's not like me and Iron Dog said fuck off and we're not talking to each other no more. None of that bullshit,
No, I feel you. I don't think it'll come down to that.
But I mean, I just sympathize with the guy. You could just see it in his face. It's like, and especially if like even when Benji was there and we had bad audio and all that shit and fucking you got a migraine and shit, it's not pleasant. It's like. So hopefully they can just figure out what's giving him the fucking headache, or at least figure out something to do. Because I mean, he had pain pills, all that bullshit, and it's nothing messed with it. So it was like it had to be something like a pinched nerve or something that was fucking with him, or something. I don't know, something that's giving him headaches. But
I think it's all the fucking iron work he did, building stadiums and all that, hearing that loud fucking drilling into the fucking, if he was
Yeah,
drilling
yeah.
the
I mean,
beams, like,
he was a lead worker for years, and all the pounding and banging and this and that. Who knows? And it is iron work. If he hears this, I only wanted to just say the lead worker because it was always funny.
I get it. I call it. He
And
got mad. He got mad that I call
it
him
is
still.
fair, and I will be fair as far as one aspect of like the Benji situation. There are times, and it's like I mean, I'm one of them people like I could talk to somebody for like a half a minute, and I'll know instantly if I'm gonna want to talk to you ever again, kind of thing.
So you're telling me you're a little slow?
No, I'm not slow.
Well, I mean, if it takes you half a minute and a half or half a
Well,
minute,
no, I
that's
mean,
30
it's
seconds.
like, usually people are like, it's like fucking right away. You can tell if you're going to want, but you tolerate people more than ever. There's people that you're going to be buddies with, and there's people that you're going to be associates with, or you're going to be associated with. And it's different. And it's like, and people do take my sense of humor rough sometimes because they think, well, are you serious? But, and it's funny because there's theories to half of it. But I mean, if somebody puts something out there and then you highlight it to them and they get offended, it's like, that's just more fun for me. You know what I mean?
I want to make this clear to everyone that's watching right now, all 7. He thought about everyone. He said it within half a minute. He would know if they were willing to talk to it or if he was going to continue to whatever, do it, anything with them. He's done the show with me for the last month and a half, month and a week.
I got no problem with you.
Exactly. That's why I'm just saying I have passed the 30-second mark easy.
Oh yeah, okay. No, I mean anybody in here I do a live stream with. Like if Fungus Queen was doing a live stream, this and that, Derek, he's pretty fancy dancy. I don't know if I did, fancy enough to go on his show or not, but I mean I would, it's like, but I do a live stream with people. It doesn't matter. It's like, and that's the thing. I don't know. That's like relationships to me. Like me and Trish, if we were 100% alike, it'd be fucking creepy to me. You know what I mean?
It'd be.
It's like,
well, so me and my wife,
some people are good with that, but we're not, or we've developed not to be. It's like, it's like, oh my God, it's like people, I see people in relationships, they've been together 20 years, and it's like, she'll have a friend come over or something, and that friend will get called
right back.
3, 4, 5 times and shit. And it's like, where are you at, by their husbands or boyfriends and shit like that? Where are you at? What are you doing? That's that bullshit. I give 2 shits. All I give a fuck is that my wife is safe. That's it. You know what I mean? Safe and sound. That's all I need. If she says, oh, I'm going to go out with fucking Aunt B, we're going to go shopping all fucking day, or by herself, or with the kids, or who the fuck ever, I don't care. I got a long lost friend to come into town, I'm going to go to lunch. I don't give 2 shits because I trust my wife, and that's why we're married. And why would I call every time? I hate people like that. It just kills me. I can't. It's just really weird. No, it's just, well, yeah, but you got to have trust. If you don't trust somebody, it's like, it's pretty much useless. I know people that are together 10 years and people don't trust each other. It's like, I know they're doing something shady. It's like, fuck, if you think they're doing something shady, what the fuck are you wasting your life for? You know what I'm saying? I'm that simple. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's like, Trish, it's like, even in the beginning, she'd be like, oh, I'm going to go do this. And it's fine that she's letting me know what she's doing, and she does it out of respect. So then I know if something goes wrong, I know where she's at or something. She'll be all like, babe, I'm going to go run around, do this, that, and another. It's like, okay, keep your phone on in case, something happens. You can call me or whatnot. But I've never, ever one time, ever called my wife when she was gone and asked her, what are you doing and where you been? Never once, ever in my life. Never. Okay, well, I mean, if she just all of a sudden wasn't home for a couple hours or something, I even if I did try to contact her, it would be to make sure she was safe, because something was out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Because she's goes to work, comes home, and we know each other's habits, all that kind of shit. It's like, if I have to be concerned about what she's doing every 10 minutes, I'm in the wrong relationship. Just, that's all there is to it. It's that fucking simple. And there's so many people that are not like that. And nothing against you if you aren't. Everybody's got trust issues and this and that, and everybody takes it different.
How do we get on relationships?
Oh, well, I can't remember. We was talking about we was talking about the wife and all that. Something about I don't know. I don't remember what exactly started it. But I was talking about, like people, like if she goes and does something and all that shit, I don't call her, we don't. all that weird shit. I can't even remember what started.
Okay. I am lost because I don't know where all this shit came from.
No, me and the white, we don't do all that weird shit like fucking, where you at, all this bullshit. It's the same thing we were talking about when you left.
Talk about doing shows. Yeah, if we were talking about doing shows and he bring up relationships,
like well, originally it was like, if you're 100% with somebody, somebody has to do something else on the other side. It's like if Trish didn't have her own hobbies and this, that, and another, it'd be weird. And that was my point originally. It's like if you got somebody that's trying to be what you're doing.
See, okay, if we're talking about real relation like yours and you and Trish, right? So like me and my no, and I saw that. So I'm gonna say this, like you and Trish, right? Same with me and my wife. I don't trip about her with anything she does. She does Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub. Like I'm just saying she could. There's multiple opportunities, but do I ever sweat about anything? Never. Why? Because I have that trust, that faith, that what I'm saying. Like I've been with her 12 fucking years. Like this is what I want. She is the woman that
is. I think in relationships, you got to have some differences. There's always going to be shit that Trish is going to do that I'm not going to want to do.
But that was the original thing, right? That was the original thing. Was different
and shit together. You can't just have everything together, or that's weird, or never do shit together. You got to have a little bit of everything.
That's why it works out with like you and Trish and me and my wife. Like me and my wife don't agree on everything or do the same, listen to the same music, blah blah blah.
Like with the sense of humor thing, it's funny because like I come up with some weird shit to say to Trish sometimes, and if we're in public and shit, I get some looks. You know what I mean? Like you just said that to her, and it's like, well, in context, it's funny. It's like.
So here's a story. Like, okay, and this is
even like her, like if she hurts her finger, it's like, you need me to call the fireman. She'll be all like, 3, please. It's like I don't give two shits. She could leave the fireman all fucking day. I don't care.
Real talk and bong hits. So real talk. This happened.
I'm the only one having fucking bong hits apparently.
I don't. My bong fucking sucks, bro. I'm not smoking out of it. It's not gonna happen.
Either buy a new one or we're changing the name of the show.
We're gonna buy a new one. But so with me and my wife, so here's something it's real talk. So like it was either yesterday or Tuesday, but she was delivering to a guy that was at the cemetery. He works there. She has me on the phone with her. We're talking. Out of the blue, I just hear, "Wow, you're fucking gorgeous." Do you think twice? Like I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like that shit does not matter to me. You know what? That's I'm just hold on. Well, and tell me if you agree with this. It's more of a compliment to me for him saying that.
Of course. I mean, if somebody says that you have a gorgeous wife, it's fine. That's like that's like if somebody walked up and to like at a bar and hit on my wife, right? I give two shits. Doesn't matter. Because for one, she's gonna say, "Oh, I have a husband," and this and that. But after those words are said, if they do it again in a productive or like an over excessive way, then that's where I'll step into it in a minute.
But well, that's different though.
Because even like an ex-boyfriend, if an ex-boyfriend calls out of the blue and shit, I'm not like, why did he call you? What the fuck's going on? It's like, what was he trying? Like, she had a boyfriend one time that called like fucking 6-8 months later after we were together, and he thought he left a 9/16 socket in the garage. He was just calling to try to get some conversation out of her. You know what I mean? But do I get mad that he called? No, I give him props for trying. But now if he gets checked and gets told that there's nothing there, and then he does it again, that's when I'll get an attitude.
I agree. So like,
but there's people that go off the handle about that first time or this and that, and it's like, no, it's like, I mean, if somebody's single and they're sitting around, oh man, I wonder if my ex-old lady's single. Let me give them a call, and it's like, no, I'm not single. And then if they proceed to call again, that's where they're in the wrong. Then that's when they're in the wrong. But trying, fuck, I mean, you can't bust somebody for trying. Unless like they know for 10 years that you've been together, and then they start hitting on them, then you beat them up because they know better, right?
So this was about 6 years ago, and my wife went to this fucking church. I fucking hate the place. I don't get to church. That's not me. You believe in God? That's cool. Whatever.
Let's not get into religion.
I'm just saying. So she, it was funny though. There was this one guy that just constantly hit on her. But like it would never bother me. Like, I could now, and this is no joke, because of the age we live in, because everyone's a fucking pansy. If you film people at a mall or something and like their girl gets it on, they freak the fuck out. I'm like, I don't know if it's different from where you're at, but like if you go see some of this shit in person, it's like, damn. I don't know, man. I'm fucking happy where I am.
No, I just try to simplify everything. That's the thing. Just simplify. You know. Even, I mean, about everything in life. Even when I sold weed back in the day, somebody wanted to front a weed, you know, oh, can you front me a quarter? It's like, no.
No.
I did it every time. You know why? Now listen to this. The reason why is it's like, look, now if you give them, let's say, $25 worth of weed, right? And they fuck you out of that $25, that's somebody you'll never have to see again. You'll never have to deal with them again, and it's a rotten person out of your life. It's $25, well worth it to get rid of a piece of shit in your life. But if they come back and pay you and always stay one behind, I'm always good with that. But if I'm selling some shit and somebody like, oh, I want $10 worth of weed, and then they try to fuck me over on $10, that's one piece of shit I'll never have to worry about. I don't have to worry about him coming back and never trying to borrow it again. Because it's like you're already in the hole. You can't come get in the hole again. It's like it's not going to happen. So for $10, I got rid of a piece of shit and never had to talk to him again.
So this
pretty cheap.
Yeah. I
always fronted everybody. If they wanted to front a bag, I always give them one.
Nope. Yeah, I was different.
To deal drugs, kids.
Because it came out of my pocket. So
people did shit back in the day. You know what I mean? Everybody's got something. You know. See, even me, you know, I had somebody who was like, hey, man, can you give me some weed? It's like, yeah, I can give you some weed. And it's like, so I give them like $200, like quarter pound, $200 back in the day or some shit, you know? And then I sell it to them for like $240. I make $40, right? And I'm like, oh, that's good. All I had to do was just grab it from this hand to this hand. I make $40 in 10 seconds. No big deal, right? You could do that 10 times in a day, you're rolling. So it was no big deal. But then I'm thinking to myself, I'm selling them that same $200 worth of fucking weed, and they're making $300 off of it by the time they're done. So why am I selling it to them? So then I just started selling weed. It was like, fuck that. Why am I making them money? I'll just make my own. It's like everything's about common sense. It's like, you know.
So you're going to make that new channel or what?
Left in the world. It's getting thin. It's getting thin.
No. People have dumbed down.
Look, when I was little, right, they taught you in kindergarten, I think it was like, this rock is red. It's hot. This rock is blue. It's cold. So if I see some flames, I don't touch it to see if it's fucking hot. I learned back in the day that it's flaming red. Beware. You know what I mean? You're supposed to learn that shit like when you this big. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know.
Common sense has died. Think about it. I mean, people are now, this is old when I say this. When I mean old, a lot of people in this generation will be like, 2 years, that's fucking old as shit. Anyway, people doing Tide Pods, 2020.
Well, yeah, all that kind of weird shit. Well, like even when Corona first started, there was a trend on TikTok about people running around licking doorknobs.
What about, you know what grossed me out the most was the people that would lick like ice cream and put it back in the freezer.
Oh yeah, that shit kind of just ruins it for you too.
I will not buy anything unless it's fully wrapped. Fuck that.
Yeah, I can't do any of that shit. It's like, it's really weird. No, if I don't open, it's like I don't go to, you know, like people have like big old potlucks and shit and all that shit. I don't eat. There's no way I'm gonna go, and especially like if you bring a plate or something. There's people like, oh, I'm gonna bring this home. It's like there's been like 15 people digging in that motherfucker. There's fucking a tenth of it left, and you're gonna take it home and all them funky germs and shit. No, it's like, you know, no, I can't stand all that shit. No.
Weird motherfuckers. No courtesy, but yet they want to blame everyone for their own problems. That's how the world's ending up. They could be the degenerates and fuck everything up.
Stuff, right? I mean, like I said, if you're an adult, I don't give a fuck what you want to identify as, just as long as it.
No. I will make it goddamn clear. See, Justin will say over there. It doesn't. I don't. But there's only three. There's either you're male or you're female.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. If you want to do this and give yourself some words and all this shit to make you feel better, all that shit. If you're a grown adult, and you want to run around and act like a fucking girl or boy, I don't give two shits. Just leave it away from the children. All this shit with giving hormone stoppers to children because they played with a Barbie doll once, so they're a girl. It's like, leave those kids alone, man. Everybody played with the doll because they wondered why their sister had so many and they were so nice. So the boy grabbed it, played with it 10 minutes, rip his fucking head off, and go about his business. It happens all the time. That doesn't mean they're gay. Yeah, I mean, even if they end up gay, don't give them hormone blockers and shit and fuck with their when you actually puberty and all that bullshit, they can prolong that now. They can eliminate it altogether, and all this shit. And it's like parents are making decisions for people's, make kids' as health. Just as long as they leave the kids out of it and you're a grown adult, you want to run around in a dress and act like a girl, I give two shits.
So we're talking to you, Benji. If you're running around in a dress right now,
I just don't want it, shoved on me. Like the other day, right? I watched this video about this. This girl was saying that she was a man and all this shit, and she was on a plane. It was like a federal flight or some weird fucking shit. And the guy's all like, look, he's all like, the fucking thing has to match. Like he's checking everybody in or doing whatever he was on the plane. And it said that there was a female in that seat, and she was screaming that she was a male. And it's like, lady, you can't fly the plane then. It has to match this. You can't, I identify as a man, this and that. And it's like, yeah, but it says here, this seat is sold to a woman. If you're going to say that you're a man and you're not who this is, I can't let you fly on this plane. Why you want to act like a fucking fool? You're a fucking female down deep. Just say you're a female, go about the flight.
So let me explain this. Let me explain. Hold on. Let me explain this. Let me explain this. Trust me. Just hear me out. Let's just say something happens, 99% of the whole human population dies, meaning only 1% survive, right? I'm not saying zombies or something. No, hear me out. No, hear me out.
If there's only 1%, you got to be breeding sooner or later.
So let's just say after that time goes on, 10,000 years later, they dig you up, and this time we're still talking. It's 2023, and you identify as a female, even that you're truly a male. Once you died, in 10,000 years, once they got everything back and they discovered your bones, you would come back as a fucking male, regardless or a female, regardless of how you fucking truly felt in the inside, because none of that shit truly matters. You guys got to get over that gay shit, okay? Well, if you want to suck, Benji, if you want to suck dick, that's one thing. That's cool.
I've seen just as many videos about actual like trans or whatever the fuck they call themselves and all that bullshit that are so against all the bullshit today, because it's not, when you're shoving it down people's throat and all that shit, you're making people accept it and not letting people accept it, for one. That's like a fucking bathroom. If there was somebody that transitioned all that shit, looked like a fucking lady and all that bullshit, was walking into a lady's bathroom, say the grandkid was in there or something, it's like, I don't know the difference. I'm not trying to judge them. I'm not profiling nobody. Look like a woman, you're going in. I don't give two shit. But now, in turn, if some dude in a dress with a big old beard looking like a fucking pervert and shit, that guy's not walking in. I don't give a shit what he identifies as, and it's like, well, why did you let the one person through? It's like, because I didn't know the difference. She looked like a woman. I just assumed. Nobody was trying to, like, you can't check everybody like, hey, do you have a wiener? Or, you can't have a wiener when you go in there or something. You can't check everybody. So, it's like, if somebody's going through there naturally and they transition and they live life as that person, you don't know the difference, then you don't know the difference. It's not shoved down your throat. But, if somebody was screaming at me saying, I'm a male, I'm going in this bathroom, I'm a male, I'm going in this fucking bathroom, and my granddaughter's in there, I'm going to beat your ass, and you ain't going in that bathroom till she's done. It's just the way it is.
This is what I'm saying.
And it has nothing about gender. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is, okay, so real talk. So my wife used to work at this place called Paisetta.
If there's a crazy bitch going in, I ain't letting her go either.
and when she was working there, of course, I picked her up. But so, like, when I would go there, and she would have still 10 minutes on her shift, like, I'd get a pizza for me or whatever. And there was this one guy that had a full beard, transitioning into a woman, already had the boobs done, everything. Yeah. Just the beard was still there. And
that's the awkward, that's the questionable parts for me. It's like, if you're really wanting to be a woman, why are you still rocking like a full beard? It's like, I like my ladies smooth and soft. I don't like them bearded. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe that's old school. I don't know,
but even then, if we all died and then 1%, 10,000 years later, we get back to technology as is now, who doesn't say it? It's not who doesn't say it, but it's true. They did dental records on that guy. He would still be a male, regardless if he wanted to be a fucking female.
well, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Your DNA is what your DNA is, no matter what. It's like you can say you're this, that, and another. If they dig you up 10 years from now, you're a male, no matter what. It's like if that's what's in your DNA, it's what's in your DNA. That's why I mean I don't give a shit what people do. There's weird shit. People do weird shit all the time. So it's like I don't care what you do. It's like, but just you don't have to try to shove everything down everybody's throat. It's like even like it's like the transgender is 1% of the 0.5% of the population. It's like so the whole fucking world is supposed to change their ways over 0.5%. It's like I don't give two shits.
Same.
If I don't know what's going on,
I'm sorry that you are born with a dick and breast, but
even then, if you're wanting to be a woman and you've transitioned yourself enough to where you look like a woman and nobody questions the fact if you are or you aren't, then isn't that the goal? Not to shove it down your throat to tell them, oh no, I'm this.
But see, we give those people that much and TikTok and YouTube. Even though I don't go on TikTok, but you could admit it. Maybe, but like there's so many.
Even the wife, I always tell her she's shady because she got green eyes. Only 2% of the whole world got green eyes. How do we trust 2%? You know what I'm saying?
So fuck that. What throws me off when my wife does like
my wife's eyes. They're very beautiful, but it's just funny. I tease her about it.
So when my wife does her makeup, sometimes though it's weird, dude. Depending on the color, sometimes her eyes are blue and sometimes they're green. It like depends on the color she.
Yeah, well, it might be just the lighting too and shit. Different, soft and bright lights and shit affect it differently.
My oldest son, blue eyes. My youngest,
she got chameleon eyes.
My oldest, though, boy, he has blue eyes. I'm happy about that.
I got blue eyes. But no, I was just, make fun and tease her a little bit. It's like, only 2% of the whole fucking world got green eyes. But green eyes are pretty. There's a lot of color eyes that are pretty.
No. Don't lie to people. This is real talk.
And you want to know real talk? Because I'm old school. Joan Jett, she got the sexiest eyes in the entire fucking world.
I don't know who that is, but I'm just saying that you
don't know who Joan Jett is?
No. I don't. Is that someone famous?
I'm sure you could hear about 10 different songs and know exactly who it is, but you probably just don't know their name. Yeah, exactly. She's like the queen of rock and roll forever. Her and Lita Ford used to have a band back in the day. They're like, the founders of women in metal kind of thing, See, like the wife, she's got, it's one of those movie star fellas. I think it's Mel Gibson or one of them motherfuckers. She's all like back in the day. She's like, if I come across him, I'm getting me some no matter what. And I always told her too. It's funny. It's like I'm the same way because if Joan Jett comes to town, you're gonna have to step aside that evening. But no, it's just a joke. I wouldn't do that. Yep, the Runaways. Yep. Yeah, there was like 4 chicks in there, but it was Lita Ford. There's 3 of them that I knew. I think it was like one of them that I didn't never really know, but they just look really weird too. The Runaways, it's like the 70s look and shit. They all just look like it was like 4 different girls that all stood in the same fucking photo, but they all look like they didn't want to be there for like different reasons or something. It's like they always had that weird look. But Joan Jett was one of the hottest ladies alive. Other than my wife.
Oh no.
It's funny. She's been here in Yakima a bunch of times too, and I've never went and seen her. We got a big old casino nearby that hosts a lot of concerts and shit from people. I can't believe you don't know who Joan Jett is, motherfucker. Are you not alive?
Slayer.
Huh?
Slayer.
Player?
Yeah.
What player? What are you talking about?
See, different. Maiden.
Well, you know, I'm just saying I understand all these bands, but I mean, even all these bands, you know, I mean, Joan Jett has fucking paved the way for a lot of shit in rock and roll. Oh, he's looking to the side. That means he's getting yelled at by his wife. We'll be leaving soon.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, Joan Jett and like Lita Ford, they're like the most classic rock and roll females alive. You know?
Don't know.
See, there'd be, you know, a lot of those bands and shit. There wouldn't be a lot of them if it wasn't for these founding folks, you know.
Man.
Jesus Christ, man, I don't even want to do the podcast with you no more. You don't even know who Joan Jett is.
No, I don't.
Or Lita Ford, are you serious?
Yes.
You know of her?
Yes.
Oh. It's really hard to believe that you know about Lita Ford and not Joan Jett.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, you know, like Joan Jett and Lita Ford was kind of like Michael Jackson and Prince. You know what I'm saying? They were like always. Like the two top in their genre.
Jesus. I wasn't ever into Jackson or Prince.
No, and neither was I. I think he was a fucking old Jackson was a pee-pee puller. Prince was all right. He's just kind of weird, but he was his own person, did his own thing. You know, like Jackson, everybody said, oh no, he didn't mess with no kids. Like, quit. Motherfucker had a zoo and an entertainment park. Of course he liked the children. You know what I'm saying? Most people, you know, like have, you know, nice shit for their wife and shit, silky pillows, all that kind of shit. Nope. You know what Jackson had? A zoo. Yeah. He wasn't trying to attract no ladies. He was trying to attract children.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna end it here with you, Justin.
I know, because you looked over the side, you're gonna get in trouble and shit. I don't know why we do live streams. You're gonna get in trouble all the time.
I'm not in trouble. What the fuck? It's already 10:17. I got work in the morning.
Oh, whatever. Then why are we doing this show on a night we can't? You know, if you're gonna start late, we gotta roll late. What the hell?
Then why don't we do it on?
No, I don't give two shits. It's all good. I'm turning off my frog now. I don't like you anyway. I'd rather do a show with Benji than you again. You don't even know who Joan Jett is. You don't even know who Joan Jett is. Kind of hurtful.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. So, are you going to be on time next week or what?
I'm hoping.
Don't lie.
I'm hoping.
All right.
Each day is different.
For the 4 or 5 people that are still here, take care and stay wild. I'm out. Later.
Peace.
And remember, whenever he looks to the side, it means he's getting in trouble.